Well, welcome in everybody. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hopefully the audio is clear. I'm wearing a little bit of a warm outfit. Hopefully it's not hitting the microphone. Hopefully everybody can hear me. All right, so we have a big crowd early tonight. I'm excited to talk about this. I have to tell you, this is the season finale we all deserve, right? This is what we've been waiting for. This is the big event. I mean, if there is such a thing in this season, this is the finale, or at least for now. All right, everybody. There's just so much to say tonight. But first off, let me say this. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you've all had a good year last year, and I hope this year is even better for all of you. Welcome into everybody. Let me welcome you in. Geez, we got a lot of chat already. I'm going to have to skip through a little. Well, I'm going to go through some of the chat early, but if I start falling behind, I may have to skip through a little bit. So just right before I even start, my apologies if I miss anybody. There's just so much chat that I know I'm going to miss some of it tonight. So straight up, my apologies to start. Okay, welcome in. Ding dong do, welcome in. Trolling, welcome in. Yes, and please, if you're enjoying the content, which hopefully it's just music and an animation so far, but I'll put the animation on while I'm getting through the beginning of the chat, welcoming everybody in. But yeah, there's just so much going on. Hopefully everybody got their money's worth from Chantal this week. Salah, what is his real motivation? What's the real Salah? What's he really about? Yeah, I usually don't describe my animations too much because they're pretty simple. I think this one is. But what's his real scam? What's his real scam? I put up a poll. And in the poll, I kind of think these were the four options that really came to me as a guy. I wanted to come with this with a slightly different perspective and really look at this like what is his motivation rather than just seeing, is there something that's upsetting? Is there something disturbing? Is there something disgusting? I've had a week to think about all that. And this is where I'm at. So I'm going to close that poll in a little bit after you vote. So let me just finish welcoming people in. I hope Alez shows up in chat. I watched Alez's appearance on Skinny Queen the other night. Skinny Queen had a great appearance with Alez. He said a lot of interesting stuff. He's a very interesting guy. He talks, says a lot. Yes, welcome in, Lady Nighthawk. Oh, yes, please. Welcome in, Nutty. Sugar baby with a side of poo. Oh, that's another thing, too. If there's any children listening tonight, not that I think there are, but hopefully they're over 18. As long as they're over 18, any young people, put them to bed. Make sure that you've changed their diaper. If you have a husband, check his diaper as well. Make sure he's been changed. And these puns are going to be terrible. It's going to be so bad. Okay. Yellow Moon, welcome in. Oh, geez, JV Cats. It could be he's trying to strengthen her immune system. Like he's got some kind of a long-term plan. They're gonna hole up in a shelter. Welcome in, Skinny Queen. Welcome in, Skinny Queen. Reacts. Sarah Jane of Skinny Queen Reacts. Hopefully everybody's already subbed over member over at her channel, but if not, definitely go check her out. She's been doing a lot of streams covering this stuff as it's been happening. I've been trying to keep up with some of the replays. I unfortunately have not been able to make the lives as much as I would like to. Skinny, hopefully you're feeling well. Hopefully everybody's feeling well. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad you're feeling a little better, Skinny. Oh, yes, please, Mouse. Yes, please. Welcome in, Amy Pardue. Welcome in, Jamie Katz. Can I answer all of the above? I wish I could put a fifth option, right? I wish I could put it all of the above, right? Oh, come on, all of the above. Do you really feel like Kai Bella deserves that? He's a thief with poo-covered fingers. Like most good stories, I think you folks are right. It's never black and white. It's never so simple. There's usually a lot of layers of gray, layers of brown. There's a lot of stuff like that going on. Welcome in, Tucker and friends. Welcome in, Dora. Lizu Padu tonight. Hopefully you're having a good night. Geez, audio is clear. Excellent. No more Nashies. Welcome in, Kitty Kate. Geez, welcome in. Yeah. Salvat, welcome in. Okay. Okay, we got the official answer here from him. Excellent to hear. Welcome in, TLR. I love your picture there with the owl. Woof, woof. Woof, woof. Woof, woof. In fact, you know what? It's only a minute long. I'm going to run this real quick first. Hold on. Well, let me turn off the video. Let me run this for a second while I welcome everybody in.
I was checking his messages, I'm not gonna lie. And one woman's like bending over and like thinks just because she bends over, like number one, like I'm pretty sure like men love
Welcome in,
like women
Megan.
who respect themselves. Every woman thinks just because they wear a thong that a man is gonna
Welcome in,
find them
Sammy Smith.
attractive. Ew.
Yes,
No.
season finale, Kitty Kate.
Nothing you thought was true about him.
Welcome in,
at
Doc.
all. Because I know how to pick.
Jeez,
know
I
how
got
to pick
so many
partners.
people in here
I'm
today.
pretty smart when
Oh,
it comes
I
to
like
that.
my voice, Kitty Kate.
I get it on you.
Hopefully it holds out.
And spit on your face.
There was just something about him I just knew, you know? His character.
Yes, exactly.
Super chats, super chats.
Any man who loves cats, like, he never had a cat.
Long game, fame and papers.
Agreed to get one to
Yeah,
make me happy.
welcome in again, Megan. Welcome in, Detective. Woof, 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 woof.
He's handsome.
Everybody,
I'm
shout
sure
out
he
the
could've
woof,
found
woof,
somebody
woof, woof.
thin and
Welcome in,
fertile,
Sunshine
like
Country
he thinks he
Chickens.
loves.
Oh, Kenny J, I
don't know
missed you.
anything
Did you
about
come in
us. You
there?
don't know
And again,
anything
my
about him.
apologies to anybody I
I
missed.
know
I'm
it
trying to
burns
rush
your
through chat a
ass
little bit
that
quickly.
I
I've got a
hot,
ton of people in
loving
here tonight.
husband, but you need to get the
Welcome in,
F
Twinkle
over
Toes.
it, okay?
Welcome
Oh
in,
my
Fiona's
God,
mom.
like jealousy.
Welcome
I
in,
can't
Sammy
get over
Smith.
it.
Welcome in, Jesus Rice.
What you've been waiting for all your
All right,
lives.
let me pause this real quick. All right, we're gonna run that one actually again in a second. Oh, geez, there's so many people in here tonight. Man, oh my. It's Kidney J. All right, we've only been here. I might have to. In about 3 more minutes, I think if I'm not caught up on chat, I'm just going to skip ahead. Welcome in, Rally Boyd. Jesus, wow, there's so many people here tonight. All right. Welcome in. Oh, Kidney J. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better, Kidney J. I know you've been dealing with a lot. I said a prayer for you. Hopefully you get some better news. Oh, Fiona's mom. Do I think he did this on purpose? Like he did something he thought was so egregious she'd leave him. Wouldn't have to break up with her. This makes zero sense to me. Okay, everybody who's here early, I'm not going to draw it out because I've already spent so much time welcoming people in. I'm going to answer a question quickly. On purpose, I don't think he exposed himself on purpose. Exposed himself, right? Double entendre on purpose. Well, he did kind of, but I don't think that he got caught on purpose. But I do think in his mind, Chantal was gone. We all felt that Chantal was gone. Chantal felt she was gone. We didn't know for how long, but it was going to be for a while. And while she was gone, he needed somebody else because she was going to send him checks to keep doing videos and stuff, but out of sight, out of mind. So he was working on a new sugar mama, essentially, is what I mean, I'm kind of giving away the whole story early, but I'm going to explain how I came to that conclusion. I don't want to leave people hanging. I don't want to draw it out unnecessarily. So yes, that's kind of my theory that Salah was a little bit unsure of his position. He wasn't as secure. He felt he could kind of sneak in a second pay stream, merge it together with Salah and kind of do everything like that. So hopefully, yeah, I think that's what he did. Makes sense. Trolling. It's been poo. There's been so many poo jokes. That's why I feel like all the ones I'm adding have already been made, but there's so many anyway. All right. Ooh, we got a donation in tonight. Thank you. Let me welcome you in. Fiona's mom. Hold on a second here. Why is it not showing the? Hold on. Here it is. There we go. Happy New Year! Thank you for making me smile during some difficult times in 2023. Here's to a better year for everyone. Thank you so much, Fiona's mom. Appreciate it very much. Donations always appreciated, never required. Thank you very much, Fiona's mom. Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully I can get caught up a little bit. I am going to have to cut ahead in just a minute. So again, my apologies if I miss anybody. Good question, Nutty. There's just so much to talk about. We're going to talk for 2 hours and it's going to feel like 30 minutes. It's going to feel like 30 minutes. All right. I think I'm just going to skip ahead at this point because I'm already at 8:10 and I'm only about 2 minutes behind, but the chat is expanding about as fast as I'm catching up. Welcome in, PG. Welcome in. Welcome in, Rally again. Woof, 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 woof. Everybody, let's get a woof, 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 woof. Oh, I'm glad you got the dish. Kitty J, I'm glad I could be here for you. Mr. Pie doesn't woof, woof at me like that. I didn't realize that was the secret to having the ladies melt. I'm glad you're enjoying, Megan. I'm glad you're enjoying. Oh, actually, I am basically caught up. Okay, I think I am basically caught up. Holy crap, I'm caught up. The Murder, She Wrote gift, right? It's just so much going on. It's Fiona's mom has got it going on. Yeah, thank you very much, Fiona's mom. Much appreciated. All right, we're actually caught up. Does she look like she could be Missy Moo's daughter? We need a side-by-side. I gotta say about Kay Bella, I've only seen like the direct on face shot. I have not gotten like a good look at her other than that. So like I don't want to speak one way or the other. I don't want to start giving my opinion because you know next thing I know everybody's gonna I don't know. I just feel like I got to be careful giving opinions like that. All right. Foodie's already covered in her own stuff. Okay. How about an arf arf? Because whoop whoop sucked. Okay, so let me get started. Let me get started with the show. Let me catch everybody up because I feel like everybody already knows what's going on. But if you do not already know what's going on, let me just run that video once more. Salah was recently caught in a cheating scandal.
One woman,
that's right.
like, I was
cheating. He was in Kuwait. The woman he cheated with was online, but there's allegedly was some nude pictures sent, and the chat that was sent was certainly qualify as cheating. Certainly that chat was very sexual in nature. It was very graphic. It was very, we're about to see it. Let's see what it says here. I know most of you have seen this, so I'm not going to read all of it. But yeah, and actually, I went to Kiwi Farms to find, so I really wanted to dig up the real info on this. And I looked up the screenshots that were available from Sharmuta. I don't remember the exact name, the Twitter account where Kay Bella posted this. Kay Bella is the name of the woman with whom Salah did this texting, did this cheating. So yes, I went and I looked up her actual original Twitter posts. And this is basically all she's posted. She has not posted every single message, but she's posted a good number of them. And just to preface it, these are not the first messages. The first messages that she posted that I saw were actually very innocent. They were just basically him saying to her, "Hey, I hope you're okay. How's the job?" or something like that. I don't have them in front of me, and I don't want to pull it up now. But they were very innocent. But then the next messages you see, it gets pretty much to this without a lot in between. So I'd be interested to see what occurred in between. But I know he used vanish mode on a lot of his messages, so it might not even be possible for Kay Bella to pull all them up. So let me just run here a little bit.
And one woman's like bending over, like thinks.
So yeah, let me go over these a little bit. So this is the nature of the messages. Anybody who's not already caught up, anybody who's just catching on for the first time, the messages themselves are really nasty and disgusting. And I probably should have put a warning of some kind, but I assume everybody's already seen them. At this point, it's a little bit late to put up a warning. But yeah, these messages are just really nasty and disgusting, very sexually explicit, very very just disgusting, very unpleasant, even triggering for some people. You know, some of them border perhaps even on violent. But you know, they're just really nasty messages. So I just want to get that out of the way. Like I said, hopefully there's no kids watching. Yeah, it's real. Oh, hold on, we got another donation coming in here. $5 from Camps. Thank you very much. Camps, Melamized Man, will Salah bring in a second wife to fulfill his fecal needs? You know, this is probably the first time ever where Foodie has not had enough, produced enough shit for somebody. But hey, there's a first time for everything, right? First time ever Foodie's needed some help on that account. You'd think that she would have more than enough for him. I mean, he's not that he's a small guy. Disgusting, vile, deviant, says Sammy. Yeah, a lot of his messages can't really be explained away as just, oh, well, he got caught up in the heat of the moment. Some of this stuff is really disgusting. Like, even as I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, you know, just as a guy saying, well, you know, maybe he got a little bit excited, but some of these messages are really disgusting. And we're going to go over some of them individually in a moment too. JB Cat says, I don't believe they're married. I have been researching, and it's about 90% chance they are not married. There's a lot of reasons to believe they're not. Ale in Skinny Queen's show said himself that he did not believe, or he said absolutely not. Didn't even say that. He said absolutely not are they married. Absolutely not. No way. And he said that for a while. That's been his position. He said that Chantal needs a civil ID to be married in Kuwait. So maybe they have a religious marriage or some kind of another unofficial marriage or something, but they don't have they don't have a real marriage. They have maybe some kind of a fake something. Welcome in, la-di-da. Welcome in. And again, welcome into anybody I've missed. My apologies if I missed anybody. Yes, Salah is not as smart as I thought he was. And not that I thought he was any kind of a genius, but the way he was so easily, I don't want to say manipulated, but to say he was so easily caught out, he so easily fooled himself into thinking that this woman was never going to share this information, that he just was so gullible to think that he could, think that this information was secure. That level of gullibility, he can't be that bright to think that nobody's going to try to release this stuff. Yeah. Hopefully you're doing a little better, Skinny. Yes, Late Night Hawk. Yeah, I don't usually say that, but tonight there actually is going to be some triggering content. And I don't normally say that. So please, give it, it's okay to miss this episode if you get triggered by any talk of sexual violence or anything like that. This might be a bit much for you. So it's absolutely fine if you'd rather not watch it tonight. I can understand that just fine. Yeah, he said, 1,000,000% no way are they married. Yes, welcome in, QZ. Yeah, LS said with certainty. And he said that before, too. He's always said that. Yeah, she's a lot. She's a law. He's a les. She's a law. Well, not a law, but you know what I mean. Yeah, he's an imbecile. Yeah, I used to think he had a little bit of brains, but yeah, you know what? I thought he had brains because he spoke English pretty well. He didn't have much accent. His English was good, so I assumed, well, it takes. He's bilingual. So he can't be that stupid, right? Well, there you go. Yeah, he's a real dope. That's a good question, Nutty. And I think another good point is that people originally speculated that she came here because of her health, that she was basically kicked out of Kuwait. I felt so too. Welcome in, Lobster Mac and Cheese Farts. You would be really welcome if in Salah's chat if he was there, just on principle. All right. Let me let this video run a little bit here. So these are the messages. So this is the tone of all the messages pretty much. Just really disgusting, degrading stuff. Him talking about bathroom, using her as a bathroom, as a toilet. And not like Foodie uses a bathroom. Like he wants to wipe, if you get my meaning. And when you sleep, you'll think that you're sleeping under the bed and I on top of you on the bed like the king. And here's a word I'm going to use, a word I think a word that's used too often, but hasn't been used enough in this occasion. And I'm going to say I get a little bit of an incel vibe from this. A little bit of an incel vibe. I get the vibe that this guy gets off more on the degrading this woman than the actual sexuality of it. Because this, I don't know, this doesn't read very sexy to me. Just saying. But anyway, but you know what? Everybody's different. What one person finds sexy, I don't know. But this is just, it's not my thing.
Just because she bends over. Like, number one,
Yeah, and I will point out for anybody, and this is not to defend Salah, but I will point out that the messages were all consensual. For what it's worth, the messages were all consensual. Kay Bella, who is the woman who is writing these messages in blue here, she is giving the impression that she really enjoys this conversation, even though it's hard to understand how she could. But she's acting like she does. I mean, so for what it's worth, he would have had no reason to believe otherwise, at least in this moment. Oh, are you going on tonight, Skinny? Absolutely, yes. Everybody, I will be handing it off to Skinny Queen later tonight. How How could they be living together in Kuwait? You know what, Camps? This is a question that's come up a lot, and I don't have a good answer, but here's the answer I have. And I'm not going to say where I got this from, because I think that's the respectful thing to not even say. But I've gathered that the laws in Kuwait are not enforced that strongly, at least not that uniformly. Maybe in some areas they're enforced strongly, but at least where Salah is, they are not strongly enforcing the laws there. I mean, look at Chantal. For over a year, she's been slandering people from her apartment. You could argue that she's been slandering people who are not Kuwaiti citizens. Okay. But she and Salah have been cohabitating. Do they have any proof of a marriage? There's just so many questionable things that have been going on there. So yeah, I don't think that the laws there are enforced that strictly. That's kind of what I believe. I think that it just isn't. That's the only explanation I have, by the way, because on the books, yeah, like Nutty says, how much longer they let him go? On the books, Foodie should have been kicked out a while ago, because they allegedly, Kuwait, this is something I've seen people post directly from the Kuwait government website, that they have a health requirement for people to be there on a guest visa. I think you could do a short-term tourist visa. I don't know if your health is an issue for that, but if you want to do a long-term guest visa, you want to stay there for a couple months, they require you to pass a health check, and Foodie can't pass that check. Possibly now that she's taken, Rally, thank you so much, Rally. Oh, I appreciate that. Yes, please. If we could get me up to 600 subs, that'd be very cool. You folks have been coming through just like gangbusters on these subs and these likes and everything. And everybody, please, yeah, if you're enjoying the show, please click sub. And if you're enjoying the replay, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'm about to close this poll, so everybody, please get your vote in, because I'm just about to close it. And let me just say thanks again to Fiona's mom. Happy New Year. And thanks again to Cam for the $10. And thanks again to Camps for the $5. Thank you very much. All right. So many tonight. We always have a ton of great comments, but tonight it's even more than usual. Right? It's just amazing. Welcome in there, Patty. And my apologies, I missed anybody. Hopefully our mods can help welcome people in. We got so many folks tonight, but I'm glad that I'm able to give a good show, hopefully. And that's another thing, what if? Welcome in, what if? I think other people, like you said, there's people who claim they've reported her. There was that reactor who claimed that she reported her. I don't remember her name. It was a while ago. I think it was T and Sass, I want to say. She claimed to have reported her to the Kuwaiti embassy or to the Egyptian embassy or something over there. So people have actively reported her. Remember when she first insulted Alez's wife and caused the initial fallout, the initial friction between him and Salah? I don't know if Alez reported her or not, but he had threatened to report her on multiple occasions. Whether he did or he didn't, out of deference for Salah and Salah's family, he did not. Or it appears he did not. But yes, if people are actively reporting her for all this stuff, and anybody they can find her on the internet very easily too. It's not like these are private videos that people are submitting. These are public videos. Yes, Dot. He did make sure to get a 2-bedroom. And if you notice, Salah has been careful to not let himself be filmed or recorded. I shouldn't say filmed. I'm so old-fashioned. There's no film. It's recorded on a digital recorder. But there's no. He doesn't allow himself to be recorded in that apartment for any real length of time. Like he'll be off camera saying something, or maybe he'll walk on for a moment, handing her some food or something. But he does everything he can to make it look like he doesn't live there. And they make sure not to show that there's separate bedrooms, like a guest room kind of thing. And if they were married, they would not need to go through any of that, Dot. If they were really married, Salah would be on every video. Why not? I mean, maybe he wouldn't be on the video acting or doing anything, but he would be on the video, at least in the background. He would have no reason to stay out of the frame. Yeah, Foodie's got that cockroach look. Welcome in, Maria McLaughlin. Oh, Skinny sent you. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, and big thank you. Big shout outs to Skinny Queen. Everyone, tonight, later, she's going to be going live. Please check her out. She's been doing a lot of great streams, and she had a stream that I would encourage everybody to check out if you watch her live tonight. After that, check out her stream she did with Alez. as a guest. Aled, who was Salah's actual friend, or at least his former friend, one of the few people who has any real inside track information into Kuwait. And he's given some interesting information. When people asked him, is it possible that Salah can get alcohol? He said, well, if he could get it, he could drink it. That's how it is in Kuwait. So again, the impression is that the laws are not enforced very strictly. So welcome in, Maria. Hopefully you're having a good night. And welcome in, Patricia. Hi and Hijab is going to shotbox in the great Kuwaiti sky. And you know what else I think is hilarious? I don't know anybody else. I just thought of this the other day. Kuwait. The word wait is right in there. It's such a funny pun, but nobody seems to make that. Maybe it's played out. But yes, that's another thing. Chantal has also opened up about how she's been smoking regularly. And I've got a video of clips, her talking about how she doesn't smoke and how glad she is to have quit smoking and all that. Hold on, folks, just 1 second here. I'm going to let this video run. I have to take off my sweater. I'm getting a little bit warm. 1 second.
I'm pretty sure like men love like women who respect themselves. Every woman thinks just because they wear a thong that a man is gonna find that attractive. Ew. No. Nothing you thought was true about him at all. Because I know how to pick partners. I'm pretty smart when it comes to that.
I get
Okay, testing 1, 2. Hopefully I'm back. All right, yes. Hope they don't let her back, says Amy. That would be really funny if they didn't. And they certainly have reason why they would deny her, if nothing else than the health. I mean, Foodie's blood pressure is allegedly not so bad, but her blood sugar is so high that even with her medications, it's still in the diabetic range, or just maybe it's just barely under. Welcome to Always Chevy Silverado, girl. Well, he speaks in a lot of idioms. He uses a lot of idioms. They don't always translate to English, but every now and then when they do, it's interesting. It's like some of them, like the one where he said something about how Foodie's not even a woman. She has to learn to be a woman. He was speaking metaphorically, but I thought it was a very clever the way he worded that. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't always come through. It's a little hard to understand him. But oh, thank you so much, Skinny. Let me click on this here. Congratulations. Oh, thank you so much, Skinny Queen. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, this year I want to do more with starting some additional content and things. I have things in mind. I don't want to make a bunch of promises if I don't keep them. I'd rather just give you the stuff when it happens. So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you very much, Skinny. Very much appreciated. Donations always appreciated, never required. All right, let me get back to the show here. The Sultan of Swing. No, the Sultan of Dookie. Welcome in, Cherry. Oh, and let me close this poll. By the way, this poll's been open for a while now. Okay, everybody, get your vote in. Yes, the Thailand trip. This puts a whole new perspective on that, doesn't it, Rally? It definitely does. And again, for anybody, I don't normally issue trigger warnings, but I'm going to issue one today because these texts that I'm going to be covering here, they have some allusions to sexual violence. They contain a lot of disgusting language, very unpleasant stuff. So if you rather not see that, it's okay if you want to click off and skip this episode. I totally understand. There's going to be a lot of discussion of a lot of nasty stuff, a lot of really disgusting stuff, for vulgar, all the kind of stuff I normally don't like to talk about. That's an interesting point, Patricia. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, that's a good point. They'll definitely be more suspicious of checking her bags if she's smells like drugs, because even though it may be legal in Canada, it's not legal to bring it to Kuwait. Very illegal to bring it to Kuwait. So that's a big difference. Maybe you think he uses the plastic seat covers and then as a way to save it for later? Like that way, if there's anything on there, you can just kind of fold up the cover and tie it off at the top like one of those condiment bags at the restaurant. It comes in a little plastic. Oh, you're not going live tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, Skinny. I didn't realize. Okay, my apologies, everybody. I didn't mean to fake you out. I did not realize Skinny is not going live tonight. My apologies. All right, but well, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere, not for a while still. She might hide the gummies in her bag or purse. Yes, Dot, that's a point. And also, I know that she could hide some of the. It comes in all kinds of different ways now. It's not just what do you call it? It's not just weed. It's not just straight up like weed, like back when I was a teenager. You know, like we used to smoke. Now it's like oils and powders and candies and chocolates and it's everything but weed basically. So but weed. Salah likes that, right? All right, no, I'm being as immature as he is now. Okay, let me close the poll. Okay, I keep teasing the poll. Okay, I keep teasing the poll, just like Kai Bella. Okay, let's see the results here. All right. Where's the poll? It's not showing up. Don't tell me it's not showing. Are you kidding me? The poll is not showing? All right, hopefully it'll load in a minute. Because if it got... Oh, here it is. Okay. Poll. Let me read the results here. Salah truly wants. According to this poll, the chat believes 79% of you believe his real desire is money. He's a sleazy scammer. 11% of you believe he really wants the nasty sex chat. He's a perv. 8% of you believe he's potentially a predator. Actually really does want to assault women. And none of you think that he's really just that hot for Kai Bella that he just, you know, K Bella, whatever her name, that he just can't control himself and he'll do anything to get her. Because at least she's not Foodie, right? Yeah, not even one of you believes that. Okay. All right. I'm glad we got to see that. And you know, I think that's kind of where I am. I think there's a small chance that he might be a danger. I think there's a slightly higher chance that he's just a nasty freak. And I think the biggest chance, the most likely one, is that he just wanted some money. And hopefully these chats show it, because if they don't, I will pull it up during another video. But there's one where he specifically asks her about money and how much money she makes. That I thought was out of all the chats. I mean, we all laugh about the poop stuff because that's funny. It's hilarious. But I mean, it's disgusting, but it's funny too. But the part about how he just like, she only showed us like what, 5 pages of texts or 7 pages of texts, and 2 pages of them at least he's talking about money. So yeah, that kind of tells you where he is mentally. All right, let's let it continue running.
it on you and
I know how to pick partners. I'm pretty smart when it comes to that.
I get it on you and you and spit on your face.
There was just something about him I just knew, you know? His character.
Yes, exactly. You are my.
Any man
This is so quiet, unfortunately. I may actually pull up another clip, a different set of clips
who
while I let
loves
this run. Hold
cats,
on.
like he never had a cat, and he agreed to get one to make me happy. He's handsome. I'm sure he could have found somebody thin and fertile like you think he loves. You don't know anything about us. You don't know anything about him.
Okay, hold on. I have a different one. Hopefully this one will be a little bit easier to hear.
Hey, Sharm.
There is a user named Charmotel Worlds on Twitter who claims to have been
Okay,
talking
this
to
volume's
Salah.
much better.
I do not know the legitimacy of these messages, but you can form your own conclusion. Now
welcome
onto the
everyone.
messages.
Yes, exactly. You are my slave.
Oh, the volume on these messages is so much lower than the narrative. I wish they would have it balanced a little bit better. Okay.
Hey, Sharmuta. Don't forget to clean the bathrooms with your tongue, okay? Slut. You're gonna be under my shoes forever and ever.
All right, I could read that one. He says, "You are going to be under my shoes forever, never." And then the other one, he says, "You can clean the toilet." What was the other one? I'll read it because I could hear it.
You're gonna be under.
I'm actually going to do my own reenactment of it, okay? This is not me talking. This is Salah.
Hey, Sharmuta. Don't forget to clean the bathrooms with your tongue, okay? Slut.
Okay, he said, "Hey, Sharmuta, don't forget to clean the bathrooms with your tongue. Slut." That was the first one, and then he did the other one. Okay, everybody. Now you got me to...
Under my shoes.
You can't even hear this.
Forever and ever.
The first video was louder? Okay, I can go back to the first one. Okay, let's go back to the first one then. It's just hard. I thought the other one was better. All right, let's go back to this one.
He's handsome. I'm sure he could have found.
Okay. This is the part where I get sorry for going back and forth so much. Hopefully this isn't making it confusing. But this is another one of the messages here. This is, I think, kind of the heart of it. Okay, I've gone all over the place, but I really want to focus in on this particular message here. Let me show my little video real quick. Sugar baby. What's Salah's real scam? Is he in it for the money or is he in it for the dough? Or this in it for the do, excuse me. All right, now what's he really in it for here though? Is he in it to win it or is he in it for the difficult brown? The green or the brown? What's he down for? Downtown or Browntown? All right. Anyway, this is, I think, the crux of it. This is why I think Salah ended up, why he jumped at Kay Bella, despite Kay Bella being basically, it seems kind of like another Foodie in a lot of ways. He thought Foodie was going to be gone. Thought she was going to be gone for like 3 months, 6 months, maybe longer. And all he had to show for it was the checks that she was possibly going to be sending and the texts. She was communicating with him, asking him to produce videos. In exchange, she was sending him money. Sleazy scammer rally point thinks. Yeah, I think that I wish there was a way I could have allowed like more than one. But unfortunately, yeah, I was only able to do the 4 options. But I'm glad you folks liked the poll. No More Nashies believes the first. Yeah, that's what I kind of got to from it. At first, I really just focused in on the messages because the messages are so disgusting. Like that was the first thing I saw. I said, "Oh my God, this guy's a total freak and a pervert, and he's a nasty. He's just everything." But then the more that I started to look at it, the more when I saw the messages about how much do you make, and about talking about how Foodie's going to be gone for 1.5 years. Oh, excuse me, thinks she's going to be gone for up to 1.5 years. How she's going, he hopes it works for her and all this. He thought she was going to be gone for a while. Didn't know if she was ever coming back. He needed a second sugar mama. He needed a second source of income in case Foodie dried up on him. And I really do believe that. Yeah, more than one of these could be true. You know what, Nutty? The problem was I wanted to include the funny answer, and I should have put in I should have made it like a more scientific poll and put all the above. But that's what I get for wanting to joke. McSleazy. Yeah, he is. He is. And I'll tell you another thing too. Just because he's a sleazy scammer doesn't mean I don't think he is into this weird fetishism stuff. But I think that it's more complex than just like Chantal puts it. He has a kink. Don't kink shame him. I'll kink shame. Some kinks like this are like, you know, like the violence and the poop and stuff. Like that's more than just what I'm gonna say that goes to another level. Welcome in, Graceful. Did you used to be Archie? Because I recognize your picture, Graceful. Welcome in there. I think he has a freaky side being introduced to him. Yes, I totally agree. I think that he has. I think that definitely Salah has a freaky side. And what I think is interesting, and this is, I guess, another poll I have to do. I have to do one more poll. Hold on here. Salah's secret side. Salah's secret freak. Chantal, new? Or Chantal was naive? All right, I'm going to start the poll. Okay, while I go through this here. Yeah, so this is the other part of the messages. So I will say that one thing I will say to Salah that I do like, the one silver lining is the first messages. I don't know if these are going to show them, but he did ask her in the beginning if she enjoyed what he was saying, and she said yes. So there was consent here on all of this. So that's you know, the one thing, the one
somebody
silver lining.
thin and fertile like you think he loves. You don't know anything about us. You don't know anything.
Yeah, this one here, the worship,
Thin
what
and
he's saying he
fertile
worships
like you think he loves.
is I don't know why it's blurred out. He's saying he worships her booty. I'll just say it like that. Her rear end, her backside, her chocolate factory.
You don't know anything about us. You don't know anything about him.
Oh, and he also sent a picture of his feet, which was pretty clearly his feet because we've seen his feet before. I mean, I guess that could be anybody's feet, but that's another thing I don't get. Why would he send pictures? Because even if he did want to do the sex chat, he's making it impossible to deny it's him.
Yeah. I know it burns.
And this part I thought was hilarious. The part where he says, "You're more important than my whole family." I'm thinking to myself, more important than Howie and Julia? Seriously? Like more important than both your hamster and your stray cat that you barely care for? Wow, that is a deep level of commitment there. Even more than the hamster and the cat that he hasn't even bothered to take to the vet to be spayed or vaxxed. But yeah, more important than that. Even more important than the animals he barely cares for.
Burns your ass that I have a hot, loving husband.
Yes, and this part here, this is the part here where I thought was pretty funny. This funny. Well, it's not. It's funny because it's not. You know, I don't have to deal with this, but yeah, he's the part where he says, I don't even know what this means. There are too many like these people who like to be abused and humiliated, beta boys, but he is the alpha. Salah is the alpha, and says, "My God, my king." I think part of the reason he went so over the top is because I think he kind of like fed into this like it was a porn movie. Oh, that's another thing too. I think Salah is a porn addict. I think Salah is addicted to porn. And that's something that I don't even have to make a poll. You can just tell me in the chat what you think. But I think Salah is a porn addict. I can't show it, but he sent pictures from stills from porn movies. And these were at least the ones that I saw. These were just regular pornographic films. There was nothing that was like beyond that. Did I see the video game clip of the sex in game? I remember when he was laughing at that. He thought that was funny. I did not see that. Let me catch up on the chat too. Jeez, I'm falling behind. He's a creepy degenerate. You got to be shitting me. They are disturbing. They are disturbing, QZ. And I could totally understand if somebody would rather, you know, if you'd rather not see these. That's totally understandable. Woof woof, woof woof, woof woof. You know what I thought was really funny, Jamie Katz? Here's what I thought was funny. He said in the chat when, and I don't have all of the text messages here because some of them I can't really show, but one of them where Kay Bella says, "So Salah, what kind of women do you like? What kind of body types?" He says, "Oh, I like all body types. I just don't like the very skinny. They are disgusting to me." I'm thinking to myself, well, that's an interesting choice of words, but all right, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to say somebody's disgusting, but all right, whatever. That's just him. He thinks that it's a private conversation, in fairness. He doesn't expect people to see this. But then when he sends a picture from a porn, he doesn't send a picture of a woman who's heavy. He sends a picture of a woman who looks like she's in really good shape, like she works out. So I just thought it was interesting that he says he's disgusted by skinny women, but the porn, I guess maybe he means like super skinny. I don't know I don't know. But the lady in the porn clip that he had, and it was not like a super explicit clip, just the still picture. She was partially clothed, even. At least as far as I remember, she was. I didn't look at it for long. But she was in very good shape from what I remember. So yeah. And Kay Bella was the next pay pig in line. And that's what's really funny, the way she's gloating about it. How Kay Bella thinks she seduced Salah. She didn't seduce Salah any more effectively than a $15 I don't know, than a 10 dinar note. Woof 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 woof. You hear Luna with that? You know what? I could hear a little bit of Luna in there. You know, Patricia, I will say this, that thankfully it was censored out, and for two reasons. One, I don't think anybody wants to see that. And number two, it actually would be, I think that would qualify as revenge porn. You're not allowed to show a nude of somebody without their consent there. So I'm glad that was censored out so that we could avoid that whole discussion. Foodie has said that before. Welcome in, Makeup Maggie. It is very cringy. It is very cringy. Yes, Seafood Pie. There was a nude that was sent, and that was sent after Foodie did a video defending Salah. So I'm not going to be able to cover every single moment of it because it's just going to get too confusing. But let me just to recap the timeline. So originally, the news broke that Salah had sent these messages to a woman. Then Foodie did a stream, which we're going to watch clips of in a moment. In fact, this is a really good time for me to introduce that stream. We're going to watch clips from that one. Foodie called it I Hate Men. I have 15 minutes of the funniest clips that we're going to watch in a moment. And that one there, she did afterward. She went live and she said a few things that I thought were really interesting. We're going to watch some clips, but the one line that I really thought was the most interesting was where she said something about how he wanted her to cover for it, and she doesn't even know him, or she barely even knows who he is. Something like that. Like, I don't even know who you are. Or I barely even know him. I don't remember her exact wording. Maybe somebody else does. But yeah, it was just really wild. And she also said she's not even sure she believes in God. She wants to rip off her hijab. She wants to throw it away. She doesn't even believe in religion anymore. Any of that. Luna's the alpha in this pack. You know, Luna is a little bit of an alpha in her own way. She's a boss. She's literally a boss bitch. All right, she's a female dog. Welcome in, Amethyst. Oh, all right. Oh, I've got to catch back up. I'm way behind in the chat now. Yeah, there were some like things that I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but some of that stuff was really just disgusting. Especially the line about graping. That you know, there's no nice way to interpret that. And that there, yeah, that could be interpreted very badly. A beta cuck. I think he sees himself as Mr. Pimp Squad. But I must say this, in Salah's defense, the last two women who he's bothered to talk to have been infatuated with him. Or excuse me, the last three women. Who were the last three women he dealt with? Chantal, Missy Moo, and this K Bella woman. All three threw themselves at him. So if you were him, wouldn't you kind of think that you're the man right about now? Like in your own way? Like, wouldn't you think you're all that? Like the last three women you've talked to have thrown themselves at you. Like you're batting, you know, you're batting 666 at this point. Yes, I'll put your own head in the toilet. Worship your own booty. It's okay, sunshine. Right? For a freak, he's not that ugly. I think that's why Chantal was able to get this guy. And now the other question is, did she know that he was a kinkster and a freak all this time? And she was cool with it? Or you think that he kept this a secret from her? Okay, that's what the poll is. Everybody answer. Let me know. Let me know what you're answering that poll. We're gonna get to that in a second. Money and the Tootsie Rolls. It's like a Halloween trick or treat. All right, let's end that poll. Him and his hairy butt. Yeah, you know, let's not everybody's cup of tea, but I thought it was a good appearance. I was interested. You know what, Nutty? There's a possibility. I think that's interesting. I mean, and now that there's a whole bunch of reasons why she might not be allowed. I think the health is the biggest one. Oh, that's right, Sunshine Country Chickens. Maybe some people might not know this, but during one of Foodie's chats before the news broke, Salah was being an important, what do you call it? A supportive boyfriend, you could say. And he was in the chat and saying that she said about getting a bypass, and he looked up what it means to get a bypass, and he looked up a heart bypass instead of a gastric bypass. Yep, expect her to be gone a year and a half. Welcome in, Freedom Deep. Hope you're having a great night. Happy New Year. heading to Brownsville, taking the Hershey Highway, and meeting Dirty Sanchez along the way. In it for the double D's, dough and do, right? Some different double D's than he was hoping for originally. We thought he was interested in, right? See, originally Missy thought she would attract him with that kind. She didn't realize that he was interested in the opposite end. We could say, yeah, rotten salad, right? You know, rotten vegetables do stink. They do. The infamous Sarah Jane. Yeah, I get you, ding dong duh. This some of it when he gets to the point of talking about grape and all that, it gets, you know, and also pooping and you know, it gets really just beyond the point of, I think, what most people would be comfortable with. You know, it starts to become more you know, there's such things as a harmful fetish, I think. You know, it's possible for something to be a fetish and be harmful. Just because it's a fetish doesn't mean it's okay, right? I think so. Like, maybe it's just a matter of speech. Oh yes, that's right, QZ. I guess maybe because on YouTube they didn't want to put that in the video. But Salah asks, "Are you a pigeon play?"
But you need to get the F over it, okay?
Maybe it'll say it here.
Oh my god, like jealousy, I can't get over it.
No, it doesn't say it. But oh, here's the woof.
Okay? Oh my god, like jealousy, I can't get over it.
Woof 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 woof. Yeah, but he was also into religion play. He said he wanted to grape her Bible and her cross. I don't know how he's going to grape her Bible, unless it's the one that she was using to keep the snacks. There's a hole in there already. Welcome in, Jamil. Yeah, I'm freaky, but this is like more than freaky. This is disgusting. You think Stella Virgin says she knows she's getting shitted on. All right, Salah's secret freakiness. Chantal knew 67%. Chantal was naive 32%. You notice how I use naive? Because Chantal's a francophone, right? No, that's not why I use naive. I just used it because because it's the only word I know for that. All right, so yeah, apparently 2/3 of you think she knew. Here's what I think. Did Chantal know? I think Chantal knew, but not a lot. I think Chantal knew a little bit. Like he only squeezed out a little bit of the truth and just gave her that and just dropped a little bit in her hand. And she only picked up that little nugget of truth. Yeah, I agree, Nutty. It's yeah, and Chantal is trying to dismiss it as being just, oh well, he has a fetish. He just has a fetish. Why do you got to shame him for it? Like, she is really like, if I don't think she even believes what she's saying, but if she does, she's completely out of touch. Oh yes, and I wanted to mention that. I was going into that. I think Salah is a porn addict. This stuff that he's talking about is not something that he invented in his own mind. Maybe these are his desires. Maybe these are his own desires. Maybe he's always had these desires. But I would not be surprised if these desires were influenced at some point by pornography. That he's been watching pornography of some kind, very possibly like hardcore fetish pornography. And that is what's got him into this mindset of thinking that this is what women are interested in. I'm not going to say that there's nobody. I'm sure maybe somebody somewhere is, but the average woman is not interested in this. Not as far as I know. But if you watch pornography, you're going to think that every woman is into everything, and every man is into everything for that matter. You're going to think every person is into everything, because that's what pornography. That's the image and the paradigm that pornography promotes. That everybody is sexually available at all times, and everybody is into the freakiest, most nastiest stuff. Whatever you could think of, it's not going to turn them off. They're just going to get more excited. So I think that Salah is a porn addict. I think he watches a lot of pornography, and I think that he believes that what he's seen is how it really is over here in the West. I think he believes that Western culture is like something out of a porn movie, or at least that's what he wants to think from the way he speaks. And Kay Bella, in fairness, is only encouraging that with the way she was by saying, hey, yeah, I'm really into that, Salah. Yeah, I would love if you did that. So, and then he's got Foodie as well, but I'm not going to get into all that. I think he's a porn addict. I think he watches too much of like, and I don't mean like looking at topless photos. When I say porn, I don't mean like looking at a Playboy. I don't mean something like that. I mean looking at like really disgusting stuff. All right. So I think we've covered a lot. We covered a lot of this. We covered a full load of information. And I think now we can get to the live stream and get to the every little bit that was missed. All right, let's wipe this out.
Relationship, but why would I protect you when you've done nothing but like fucking kill me?
And I've already given a language warning, so I don't think there's going to be any language in here worse than what you've already heard, what I've already said tonight. But just once more, if anybody's just tuning in, tonight is a trigger warning, a language warning. There's a lot of disgusting stuff being discussed. I'm even talking nasty a little bit myself. I'm being a little bit vulgar because of the nature of the material. So, yeah, just wanted to announce that. All right, this is a clip from, one second here. These clips here are from Foodie's breakup stream, the one she did as soon as this news broke. So this is just to give people a timeline. This actually is perfectly lines up with my stream last week. The day after I did my stream last week, it was Thursday last week. It was exactly 1 week tomorrow when the news broke. That day, later that day, that 1 week tomorrow will be, this stream, happened 1 week ago tomorrow. I'm confusing the dates, but that's what I mean to say.
I don't even think I can do this. Well, it's over.
Yes.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. He wanted me to protect him and not go live and say that it was him.
What if?
I'm not going to talk about anything about our private relationship, but why would I protect you when you've done nothing but like fucking kill me?
And let me ask you folks in the chat here real quick. You see Foodie looks so upset. What is Foodie upset about? What is she really upset about here? Because I'll tell you what I think she's upset about. But I want to get your question, chat. What do you think Foodie is? Do you think, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Foodie's clearly upset. What is she upset about? Let me know in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments. What do you think Foodie is upset about in this moment?
Oh my God. He fucking cheated on me. He admitted it today. He was talking in a sexual way with Kay Bella. Fucking Kay Bella, you're a trashy whore. I hope you know that. And what you did will come back to you 1,000. You'll never find love. You'll never find a man. Yeah, what the fuck? Thank you so much. Oh, he just messaged me that. Good, you just...
Sorry, let me get this pause real quick. That is something that's really funny, because how many times did Chantal eat something that did look like turds? Like, how many times did she really? Upcoming dirty starfish, rotten starfish. Knew it was him when you saw the hairs on the toe. The tub is there. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. Rule number 1, Chantal lies all the time. Kiki Kincaid. Oh, I like this comment here. She says, feel like Salad is sexually immature. He has dabbled in the the pornography, I think she means, and wants to experiment in rough, kinky, yeah, I know, the analysis, we'll say. Language barrier is not helping him. Yeah, I totally get that, Kinky, sorry. You could tell this episode has got my all mixed up. All right, Kiki, sorry. Yeah, I do get that, though. I do get that. The way he was writing in the messages, it almost sounded like something he heard in a porn that he was repeating rather than something that he himself has said. Like Natter. You could tell that Natter was saying stuff that he has said 1,000,000 times. Salah was saying something that it sounds like he heard in a porn. You know what? Welcome in, Taboo, and I think that's an excellent theory there. That Foodie may have suspected it, but she may have. I think here's a possibility. And Jessica Meska gave me this idea. Shout out Jessica Meska. Is it possible maybe that when they were first talking, she said, yeah, I'm into that stuff. Yes, Salah, I like to get freaky. But then when she actually got over there and realized how freaky he was, she was like, oh, I'm not really into all that. I'm not really into all that. Like she may have bit off more than she could chew, in another word. May have pinched off more than she could flush, in other words. You know what, Stella Virgin? On one hand, I think it's possible in Kuwait, they do have blasphemy laws, but he never actually insulted Islam. The blasphemy laws don't cover Christianity. They only cover Islam. So unless he said something against the Islamic religion, which I didn't see in those texts, I don't think he would get in trouble specifically. Although there are like obscenity laws as well, but it would have to be a Kuwaiti citizen, I think, who would have to be the person who he was speaking to. Like if K Bella was in Kuwait, I think then there would be I think they would have a better chance bringing that against him. Yes, I did see that Amethyst. I did see that a while ago. I don't remember it exactly, but I think it was Grand Theft Auto. The meat poop pictures. But yeah, okay, fair enough. I guess that would qualify. Putting himself above God. That would be a form of blasphemy. But again, Kuwait does not seem to really enforce the law at all. They seem very lax with enforcement. So whether they care, I don't know. Right? He got upset. She got upset because she didn't bring him in on it. That is a good point, Rally. That is a good point. And the way he said it too was very clearly that. So that is, I don't know if Kuwait is going to enforce anything because they never have, but yeah, I get that too, Stella. And I don't like to use the term incel a lot because I feel like it's overused, but I mean, if he's wants to be sexually active and he's not, and all he has is Foodie and her hijab to keep him company sexually, he's got to be, he's by definition, he's involuntarily celibate, right? He's a married man who's not sexually active. That's by definition. Yes, Skinny told us they were partying in Thailand. Remember in Thailand, the Thailand Beezers they were doing? And now Foodie's acknowledged that she was smoking the whole time. And I personally, like I said, I don't have a problem with an adult using cannabis. But she has talked so much about how her religion has helped her stop using, and she doesn't even want to, and it's a sin, and she hates it, and it's haram, and it reminds her of Thailand, and it traumatizes her, and all this. You know, she does this whole song and dance about all this stuff. And it's just all been lies. It's all been lies. Yes, what if? Yes. Chantal attracts the kinksters. Chantal attracts the kinksters. Why does she attract the kinksters? Well, there's a lot of reasons. And people did point out this is deeper than a kink, possibly. This is a much deeper thing. This is more of like just Salah being into degradation, which is kind of like a deeper thing. But I don't want to get too off into that. I'm kind of trying to keep the subject a little bit light. But I think she draws in the kinksters because they know that Chantal is not somebody who's going to refuse them. If some guy says to Chantal, hey, Chantal, I want to do this disgusting thing, they're in their mind, she's going to say yes. She's not going to say, oh, that's disgusting. I'm not going to do that. You're disgusting. Lee, I don't want to be with you anymore. She'll say, well, as long as you don't tell anybody, as long as nobody finds out, they know they've got a partner in crime with Chantal. They know they got somebody who's going to cover for them. She covered for Natter, right? Oh, thank you. Dot questioned Ale, apparently. So apparently he can get in trouble. Okay, no, excuse me, he said no. Apparently he won't get in trouble. Okay, so yeah, who knows? It's against the law on the books, but they don't really enforce the law. So, salad is a feeder. Oh, geez, I am so far behind in the chat. I just got to skip ahead, folks. I'm sorry. I'm like 15 minutes behind. I apologize. I'm just going to have to skip ahead. Okay. Welcome in, Jamie. Welcome in, Tammy. Welcome in Wretched and Hyde. And welcome in Ricky Bobby. Welcome in anybody, and welcome into any Tasana, and welcome into anybody who I've missed. My apologies. Yeah, some of them are. And I think part of it is because the culture doesn't allow dating. It keeps sexual. There's a lot of sexual segregation in Islamic culture, and I think that creates an unhealthy disconnect. You know, everything she wanted to hear, everything Chantal wanted to hear, possibly, yeah, all that stuff about how she, you know, I want to worship your booty and all that. He did technically commit blasphemy. Yeah, some of them did disappear. Yes, definitely. Jessica Meska. Definitely check out Jessica Meska. She's cool. Booty's got too much in the way right now. I mean, like, unless Salah's got, you know, unless he puts an extension on there or something, then he's just not going to be able to get in. I don't think anybody could at this point, though, to be fair. In Thailand, yes, I think he was. All right. So let me get caught up. Yes, very repressed. These 2 tubs of piss are nasty, broken people. They are. They really are. And the question is here, how much do they really know? Is Foodie okay with this? And she's flying back to Kuwait. How much you want to bet Foodie said to Salah, look, Salah, stop talking to these other women and I will give you this kind of attention. If you want to talk disgusting, you want to degrade somebody, you can degrade me. You don't need to go outside the marriage for that. I think that's what she said.
You deserve it. You deserve everything. You deserve more than that. He's mad that I'm outing him. I'm never, ever, fuck men. I'm done. I'm never, ever. Oh, Kuwait arc is over. I don't even believe in God right now. Why am I wearing fucking hijab? I don't believe in anything anymore. And he says he didn't cheat. Sorry, babe. It was just, I have to tell you, I hate myself right now. I can't believe it. Please don't tell. It was only this once. Yeah, sure. Fuck you. Fuck you. See this finger? Shove it up your fucking hairy ass.
That's a tough question, Wretched and Hyde. I think that's always going to be one of those questions that's going to be on people's minds. At what point does fantasy become ideation? At what point does fantasy become conspiracy? And that is a philosophical question. And that's something that's, you know, deeper than I could answer. That's something that's very philosophical, but it's something we're thinking about, certainly. You can just call you Hyde. Okay, Wretched, we'll call you that Hyde. I had heard about some of that. I haven't really looked into that because the Foodie stuff has kind of dominated my attention, but I have heard of that a little bit. There's too much of the way he can only eat the buffet. He can only get some of the sashimi, but if he wants the starfish stew, he's got to dig deeper in the pot. Ooh, his dad gives him money to see. I feel like Chins gives him money too. I've got a feeling that Salah does see women because in Kuwait, I know for a fact that there's prostitutes available. I mean, there are in every country, and in Kuwait, I know that they have a lot of illegal immigrants there, or I should say foreign workers, because they're imported. They're brought in there. They're brought in there to work, but they don't get citizenship. So they're there without citizenship. It's complex, but a lot of women are brought in there as well for the purposes of sex work, and yeah, so it's very possible he's going to see those women. It's not a good thing either, because if they're not citizens of the country, they don't have any, you know, they're not there willingly. They might be there against their will. So that's not a good. That's a very bad thing if it's happening.
Like, what the fuck? A Beezer pays attention to you and you do that? You're disgusting. Don't fucking call me. Don't fucking call me. Don't ever talk to me. Oh my god. So it's over. Like, who the fuck does that? Who, number one, goes to somebody who's married and tries to taunt them, and apparently, his caveat. But I said I would never leave you, and I love you. Yeah, fuck you. That's what you can do with your apology.
You know, that's the best thing about Chantal. she never misses a chance. She never misses a chance to make herself look bad. Like right when she's at the point when some people who don't really know her well might be feeling sympathetic toward her, she still manages to be vulgar and rude and not make herself look good. Yes, camps. And remember all that talk about how, oh, it's not for, I'm not changing my religion for a man. This outfit isn't for Salah. It's because I've changed. It's because I've changed. We're going to talk about that more in a minute. Yes, Dot. And if she didn't, she has now. Because if she did, if she didn't, now she has, because she would do it just to get revenge on Salah. Even if she doesn't even want to, she would do it just to say, hey, Salah, you know what I did? Yeah, I went with Pete's. In fact, in this video, we're going to see a clip where she even says, hey, you know what? Yeah, I've been seeing Pete's, and I've been seeing him the whole time since I've been in Canada. So what? She likes getting in trouble. She loves this stuff. Oh, yes, Salah is going to be on his best behavior. Foodie has all of the leverage now. All of the leverage. And unfortunately, there's no leverage if Salah is trying to put a little motion in that ocean. Yeah, he cannot reach it. He just cannot. I mean, he's got long arms, so he can kind of get in there that way. But that's it. That's the only way he's getting in there. Yes. There are Russian prostitutes and also a lot of, I want to say African and Indian prostitutes as well. That's what I've read. A lot of them come from foreign countries. So yes, and again, they're not necessary. Some of them, the more expensive ones, might be there willingly, like call girl types, but a lot of them are there against their will. So it's not, the word prostitute's a little, I don't want to, I'm so scared of what to say on YouTube. I don't want to get this video deleted, but I think you understand what I mean. They need each other. Exactly. And he needs her money more than anything. Like Les said, people said, hey, I think Rally asked this of Les, said, has Salah ever been like this before? Has he ever said this kind of stuff, been like this? And Les said, I've never seen him like this before. Yes, he's been with women. He's had girlfriends. But I've never never seen him go out with a woman like this, where he's being supported and where she's not, anybody that he could introduce to his family. She's just a real, not anybody he can respect. So yeah, he needs her money. Beezer Sleazer. I'm thinking of that Little Caesars commercial from about 20 years ago. Welcome in, Monkey Beck. That sounds about right to me, Ricky Bobby. That's one thing we're learning about Kuwait. That Kuwait on the books is a very strict country. But in reality, it's a very, I shouldn't say liberal, but I'll say it's a very loose country as far as the enforcement of the law. Is this reality or just fantasy? I think that's the melody. I don't remember it. She has no idea how disgusting she is. I'll tell you, Ding Dong, that's one of the things that's crazy to me. Why did Salah think that he had to go elsewhere to talk about like this weird domination crap stuff? Like, if there's anybody who would be into that, or at least willing to deal with it, it's Foodie. Yeah, he is just the worst. She is vile. She's nasty. You know what, Rally? I actually could see Foodie like trying to push her luck with Salah and being like going off on him and even hitting him. I could see her doing that. But I don't think she realizes that the law in Kuwait is not going to protect her if he hits her back. That's the thing. I'm not that I think violence is ever okay. I'm not trying to make light of this, but I'm not even going to say that. Yeah, Dot, you are very much right about that. You're very much right about that. Everything in Kuwait, it seems, is illegal, but it seems that everything's available. Datter got hundreds of dollars worth of groceries. I was not aware of that. Yes, that's why she's wearing the Buzz Lightyear cap. And she did see Pete. She has been talking to Pete's. Bought Natter groceries. You know what, Rally? I could see that. I kind of saw that too. Because if you notice, there was nothing in there about any other religion. It wasn't like, it was very specifically about the Bible and the cross. So it was yeah, like I said, it's a very unpleasant discussion to have. I'll just leave that. Yeah, they have those long noodle arms. Better find a hiding spot for all of his secret phones. You know what? All he has to do is put it under the Quran. Foodie will never look there. Payback for what she did to BBJ, right? Right? She let BBJ's fur get matted with shit, and now she lets Salah's fur get matted with shit. It's only fair. Chocolate sex in the Temu car. Yes, sitting in the broke down Kia, raging, crying. And Foodie might even be staying in that Kia. I heard that she waits in the Kia for her mom to come home from work so she can go home. I don't know if that's true or not. Oh, yes, Ricky Bobby. It's only a minute. Just search for them. There's only like 2 minutes to watch them. I showed them in the beginning, but mine takes forever. Go watch them on a link. Come right back. I'm sorry to hear that, Monkey Mac. I said this before. A lot of us know somebody who's just like Foodie. Hopefully not quite as bad. Yeah, there's nasty people everywhere like that. Let me get caught back up on this chat really quickly. Yes, Mouse Toes. That's what I think too. In fact, I did a poll at the very beginning. I think that Salah thought Foodie was gone, at least for the near future. She was going to be gone for over a year in Canada, getting her health under control, and that he was going to be on his own, at best getting a check in the mail. He needed a more reliable money, and he also said, hey, why not move this lady in until Foodie gets back? Oh, is it really K Bella? I know it's not. I know you guys are just joking. Exactly, right? Okay. Foodie has, though. I don't think she does. I heard she doesn't. Has a case of diabetes, and she has a case of no washer fascia. Stage 6 clinging to Salah's booty. All right, let's keep it going.
Oh my God. For me, I know I cheated in the past. And trust me, I learned my lesson. I felt like such a fucking piece of shit. Like, I hope you feel like now.
She felt like such a piece of shit. I remember when she said that whole video about how I put this in one of my last streams, one of my other ones I did. I reviewed those clips. Oh, and by the way, I got this clip from, let me give the channel I got this from. My apologies to, let me get the name of the channel really quickly. My apologies to No, I Don't Think So. They only have 474 subscribers. Let's give them a follow. But they're the one who did this clip, who did these clips, putting them in the chat there. But yeah, let's let it keep running.
And not just that.
Yeah, so the hypocrisy. She cheated with that fellow in Canada who allegedly was married back in Turkey. But now I have to say this. Was he really married? Or was it just one of those times where even though he was an immigrant in Canada who was basically homeless, didn't even speak a word of English, he still didn't want to, he was still afraid that Chantal would become a clingy, like you said, a stage 6 clinger. So he lied and said he was married just so that she would not try to date him. Be like, no, I know boyfriend. I marry and I have wife Egypt. No, Chantal, I have wife Egypt. I know your boyfriend. This only sex. Only sex. She said he didn't speak English well. That could have been the situation. So who knows if he really was married. But either way. Salah took the cat to get the nails cut. Well, you know what? Even I said this before. Like there are some really horrible people who are good with animals. Like there are. Like I know people have debated this. Like I know some people say that if somebody's good with animals, they're automatically a good person. But there are some really nasty people who are good with animals. So I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's possible to be good with animals and still be a sleaze. But anyway, so yep, we saw. I thought it was just because he was glad she was gone. Welcome in, Bushy. He wants to get the cat pregnant. He doesn't think that he could do that, can he? Like he realizes that wouldn't actually work. I hope. Like that's exactly right. I hope. Like please. Like I know I heard he's small, but he's not. He can't be that small. I mean, not that he should try it, even if he is. But I'm just saying. But according to Exactly. If she's not in the country, right, Monkey Mick? So I guess Salah didn't even, according to Foodie, he didn't even do anything wrong. Karma, what goes around comes around. What's everything swirls the around the drain eventually. That's nasty. She was really mad that he was happy. He was happy without her. She was mad that he showed more emotion in those texts with a woman who was just another what? Another sugar mama. That's really all it was. But but he still showed more emotion with her than he has with Foodie, which I think is still worth pointing out. There you go. There you go. I want to say Ted Bundy was good with dogs, I heard. I don't know. I know there was at least one other. So it does happen. I'm not saying that, and by the way, I'm not saying that Salah is Gacy. He might be a creep, but I'm not saying, I don't know anything like that. It's like a game of hot potato. Please don't come to America, Chantal. Please. Ooh, probably. She's probably writing angry texts to K-Bell at the moment. And you know what, Detective Cochise? I've said it before, or I think that that's actually, in a way, it's for the best. Because if Chantal had kids, who wants to bet that if her boyfriend was mistreating her kids, that she would look the other way? Who wants to bet? Chantal is the queen of looking the other way. I guarantee you, if she had a child who was not being treated well, she would completely look the other way, regardless of how bad the treatment was. It sometimes does. It sometimes does. I think it depends on the animal. I think it depends on the animals as well. Some animals are more sensitive to that than others. I will say that. Some animals are a little more attuned. He does spend more time with the cat. I don't know. Is Julia that good of a judge of character, or does just every animal know that Foodie sucks? Which is it? Is Julia a good judge of character, or is just every animal know that Foodie sucks? Which is it? That's terrible if they're really hoarding. And yes, Foodie is absolutely using your animals for props. That's one of the things I really dislike about Foodie, using the animals for props. If Foodie doesn't want to take care of her pets, then don't get pets, right? Like, there's no requirement that you have to take care of pets. Just don't get pets. But if you're going to be a pet owner, take care of the freaking pets. I will say I've seen that too. I've seen that some animals are more attuned. Then there's some animals that just kind of like everybody. I've seen animals go both ways on that. Exactly. She let Natter, welcome in, Aaron. She let Natter she covered for Natter when he allegedly assaulted some woman. So there you go. That is a good point, Rally. You know what? That is fair. That is a fair point. Julia only had 2 choices in that apartment. Welcome in, Isabella. Welcome in, Jarella. Welcome in. Oh, you got a new picture. Very nice. And yes, good evening. Happy New Year. Chef Natter. Chef Natter. Natter is a real nasty piece of work. Chantal just attracts all the worst people. The cats have always been for deflection. I think that's the other reason Chantal likes the cat, because she thinks that people who don't pay strict attention will say, oh, well, she has a cat. She can't be that bad. She plays with the cat. But the cat doesn't even like her. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the cat doesn't even like her. So she's using it for
never
widow
cheated
dressing.
since. Because you know what? The worst thing is you feel like you don't know the person that you were with for so long. Like how they could consciously do something like that and it wouldn't tear them up inside. You're more worried about your reputation of you and your family. Fuck that! I don't give a shit! Fuck, why would I give a shit?
Language warning and volume warning. Although this isn't like the language is not big of a deal.
I'll get over you. Don't worry about it. Like, you ruined our family. You ruined our family for what? Oh, it wasn't any video. It was just, I don't even know what the fuck. I don't even want to.
The part he says you ruined their family. That is like the weakest comeback. Like, you ruined the family. Like, he's supposed to feel bad. Like, your family is Julia and Howie. And I'm not saying like Julia, like maybe Julia's a good cat, maybe Howie's a good hamster. But Julia's a stray cat who you've had for 6 months. Howie you've had for 6 months, 7 months. I guess they are your pets, and you know, but you could take care of your pets without Salah. That's what I'm saying. That Foodie, if you really love your pets that much and you are that angry at Salah, you can get your pets to yourself. Right? Like if she really felt this, that Salah ruined her family, if Foodie really believed that these pets were her family, let's call her bluff, right? I said a minute ago, I don't think that she really considers these pets to be her family, but let's call her bluff. If she really thought these pets were her family, she could get the pets. She could get the pets if she really wanted to. I don't think Salah's trying to keep them. So she's going back for convenience sake.
No, you're deviant shit. I hope fucking Allah curses you. I hate men because you know what? Yeah, there's good men, and I hate to generalize and be sexist, but track record shows. I mean, I cheated, I know, but I'm just done. I'm done. Like, I don't want that stress. Like, that's one thing when you're in a relationship you always have to worry about. Is my partner being a fucking loser? Yes, they most often are.
Welcome in, JB. Oh, I was not aware that she had an exception to that by being a tourist. I read that rule about health and I thought that applied to Chantal. I was not aware that she was able to skirt past that. So if that's the case, I'm wondering why. I wonder what the health crisis that got her to be so concerned about her health numbers are. Because I thought it was just a matter of getting back to Kuwait. Excellent point, Patty. Chantal should have at least heard what Salah had to say. Because, okay, yes, we know that these are real messages now. But what if they weren't real? What if these were fake? She would have embarrassed him, embarrassed herself. Yes, they were real. But she should have at least found out if it was real or not before she went. Should have given him at least a day to confirm it, right? Oh, Howie number 6, right? Allegedly. Who knows how many Howies they're on at this point? I'm being hopeful and saying that it's maybe number 2.
I'd rather be alone. But I said...
Foodie says she'd rather be alone. Okay, we saw how long that lasted, right? Not even a day.
I said to him at the beginning of our relationship, I said, if you just don't cheat, if you fall out of love or whatever your fucking issue is, be honest and just leave me. No, I would never leave you. I love you. No, you don't. You don't love me. You don't. And that's obvious now for sure. Like, people were right about you.
That's what Foodie's really upset about. The part people were right about you. Let's hear that again.
Part. And that's obvious now for sure. Like, people were right about you. That's the other worst part.
That people were right about you. I know I skipped over the part in the chat where I asked you guys to answer. I feel bad about that, but I just was so far behind. But that was my answer to why I think that Foodie is so upset. Because this video is her that getting caught basically proves that her marriage, her beloved husband, is BS. That the guy couldn't care less. That he would run off on her, embarrass her for what? For no money. He never even got any money out of this lady. And got what? Some sex chat? He never even got a nude picture. What did he even get? He got embarrassed. No money, no sex chat. Barely. I guess he got some sex chat, but that's, you know what? That was worth breaking the piggy bank here.
I'm gonna throw up.
I guess it was.
Cheated with a Beezer. Can you fucking imagine? I don't think my life, oh no, it could get worse. I can't jinx it because it's on a roll. What kind of trashy attention-seeking?
Thank you, Nutty. That's what I should have said. That's what I meant. That's a better way of saying it. If they were really her family, they wouldn't have been left to just be on their own without her taking them to a vet, getting their shots, getting Julia fixed, making sure that Howie had a more secure place with a sufficiently sized wheel. I heard the wheel wasn't even large enough.
Are you, Kay Bella? You are fucking ugly on top of that. So fuck you. Like, you ruined her family for her? You're a piece of shit and I fucking hate you and you deserve every bit of this rage of your
rally. You know, she's got nobody left. She said she hates men. We already know she hates women. She's got nothing left. And yes, Mushy, only a year. It's only been a year. Not even a year. And this relationship has already been thrown to pieces, smashed to pieces. Yeah, what is up with Foodie's brain? And welcome in, Data, if I didn't welcome you in earlier. And welcome into anybody I missed you. Welcome into Stoniac Diaries. Listening in while texting my cover designers. Oh, I hope you get some good designs. Yeah, I guess Kuwait doesn't really enforce their laws though much, right, Nutty? I mean, they just really don't seem to be too strict about that. So even if she is in violation of something, I don't see them deporting her.
Fucking ass.
And what's interesting is I know that Kuwait can be quite harsh with deportation. I know that they have a lot of guest workers, is a nice way to say it. They have a lot of foreign laborers who come there who aren't, and they overstay their visas. And Kuwait is very harsh with getting them out of the country when they overstay their visa. Chantal must have she's got the devil's own luck.
My husband fucking fell for it. I'm pawning my. You know what? I'm fucking auctioning my fucking wedding ring. I'm so mad. I'm
auctioning her wedding ring. Does anybody think that the wedding ring is going to cost more than the shipping?
God. I hate you. I literally fucking hate you. I don't know you. How can I hate you? I
Welcome
don't even
in, Chris of the
fucking
Traveler.
know you. You're a lie. You're a cheater. Oh
Yes,
my God.
Patty. And let me also say this to anybody listening, anybody lurking. I like to think that if it's too good to be true, it is. Everybody, respect yourself, love yourselves. At the same time, I mean, part of respecting yourself is knowing when something's too good to be true. If there's a person, whether it's a man or a woman, who shows an unreasonable amount of interest, who seems too good to be true, check them out very thoroughly. Check them out thoroughly. Salah, we all said for a long time, who's the real Salah? Because Salah would, if Salah was everything that Foodie said he was, he wouldn't be going out with her. He wouldn't have chosen her. He would be with somebody much more desirable. Let's say it like that. So, yeah, be honest with yourself and just be careful. If anything's too good to be true, that goes for anything, any kind of a deal, and it goes with relationships. If somebody seems too good to be true, they could be a scammer. Just have to, and if they're not a scammer, they're not going to get upset if you want to take a little bit of time to get to know them better. They're not going to get upset if they really care about you. Just remember that. Now, they might get a little annoyed if you accuse them of being a scammer, but if they're not a scammer, later, a year from now, when you're going out, you'll laugh about it, how you thought that you were scammers. In fact, I would be flattered if somebody was like, you're too good to be true. You've got to be a scammer. I would be flattered if somebody thought I was a scammer. Like, oh, you're too good to be true. You're too handsome. You're too good. You must be scamming me. So look at it like that. Treat it as giving somebody a compliment.
I fucking hate cheaters. I hated myself when I cheated, and I hate you now. And I'm over. I'm done. It's never. I can never be with a cheater.
Fake loved or real loved, right?
That's the end for me. Like, everyone has their straw. Some people can forgive cheating. And by the grace of God, BB forgave me when I cheated on him. But it was never the same. And I still have guilt about that.
Welcome to Gemini Z Girl.
The thing is I loved him. I was so in love with him, and I died when he threatened to break up with me when I cheated on him. And I hope you're going through that now. I can't deal with relationships. I don't know why I get into them back to back like that after I haven't even healed from the previous one.
Hasn't even healed from the previous one. Chantal, you can't heal from a relationship when all you do is bury your head in the sand. You can't heal from a relationship when all you do is go run after when you go hire men for sexual relationships. When you get high. When you run off to Cuba and trade a laptop for sex. That's not how you heal from a relationship, Chantal.
I can't deal with these emotions, and being let down, and I'm just not, I can't mentally deal with that. I know this is the internet, and I know people are going to be eating it up, but that's, you know what, I don't care. I don't want to talk to, people in real,
I've heard about that mouse hose. I've heard that, some UK women do go down there. And I know that it depends on the country, but there's and not just women. I mean, it used to just be the men. It used to be the men who would go to the other countries to find wives. But now the women are getting in on it too, right? They said, hey, two can play at this game. If you guys can go looking for a wife in a foreign country, well, heck, I'll go find a boyfriend. And very often, neither the men nor the women end up getting a good deal on that when they go looking for love in foreign countries. That's not to say it's not possible to find somebody from a foreign country. That does happen. But just like I said, if it's too good to be true, it often is.
My mom, I just broke down in front of her when he wrote that. Just like, babe, I hate myself. I have something to tell you.
Welcome in, Curse of the Traveler.
Like, what? It can't be cheating. It's just going to be like, you know how sometimes you joke with your partner, like, I have something serious to tell you. You're going to hate me. And then you say, I love you. No, it was something bad. I'm respectful of our privacy until you fuck me over and ruin my life.
Ooh, Patty, that is a great point. That is an excellent point, because she is, even though she's a tourist, she's a net profit because she's not using services. She's spending money. She's bringing money into the economy. Unless she causes them some problem, they see her. They don't see a reason to get rid of her, especially if she doesn't mind paying off a few bribes to any local officials. So, yep, like they say, you have to be married, but maybe that's why they don't show video of Salah in the house anymore. Absolutely nutty. Respect the laws of the country you're in. I'm a big believer in that. If you don't want to follow the law of that country, probably shouldn't go to that country, right? That's generally a good attitude to take. And if you don't want to follow the law of a country, then why would you even want to go there in the first place, right? Like, I wouldn't want to go someplace that doesn't let me do the things that I want to do. Yes, Fiona's mom. That, out of all the lines, I thought that was one of the most interesting ones, where he gave mixed signals on that. He gave mixed signals on that one. He said that he said he wanted her to come to Kuwait, and he said, but he couldn't leave his wife for her. But then he said something about how he would give up his family for her butt, or to worship her butt, or something like that. So he kind of sent mixed signals on that one. But yeah, that had to sting. That had to sting. Ooh, Dot thought she heard something. I could have been by now, but quickly
then you
stopped.
can go fuck yourself. That's on you. I'm not talking about our private life. I'm just saying what happened. This part, yes, I am. Because you deserve this. Next thing will be on hater channels, telling them all about our life. Watch. I have freedom of speech now in Canada. Yeah, I can.
Well, thank you, Curse of the Traveler. In fact, let me mention that. It's helps the channel tremendously, and it's absolutely free. To share a link to the video. If you think this is a good video, if you're enjoying it, feel free to share a link. Out of all the episodes, this might be the one where sharing a link. Be careful, because there's some strong content in this one. But other than that, yeah, please. Thank you very much. I'm glad you found it, and thank you to whomever shared the link. This rager is her truth. This is the real Foodie right here. Cursing Salah, saying she doesn't even believe it, or she's not even sure if she believes in God. Let me not put words in her mouth. We know that Foodie likes putting things in her mouth, but I don't like putting things in her mouth, so I'm not going to put them.
Say the F word all I want. If he was caught cheating online, he's probably caught cheating. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, you can't be with someone after that. Like, it can't be the same. How the fuck do you don't? I don't.
And by the way, I think I'm going to stay up a little bit later than usual tonight, because we have such a huge crowd, and I know that Skinny's not coming on afterward. So I think I'm going to run the show just a little bit late, because there's just so much to talk about tonight.
Know him. That's not the person I married. Like, or maybe it was, and he just hit it. Like, I can't deal with this shit. I just want to be alone and be in peace and live out the rest of my miserable life alone and bitter. I don't give a shit anymore about anything about that stuff.
I respect that, Drella.
He said disgusting and depraved things. He doesn't respect women. What do you mean? You guys saw the conversation? No, I didn't let him poop and pee on me.
Good luck, Dystoniac. I hope you have success with that. Yes, Nutty. Foodie is such a terrible hypocrite. She was talking out with Pete's behind Salah's back here, and she's cheated with, or she's enabled men who are married or in serious relationships to cheat on their girlfriends with her, and she wasn't like embarrassed about it, like, oh my God, I can't believe it. This man I was with, he was married the whole time, and as soon as I found out, I said, oh, I'm getting away from him. No, nothing like that. In fact, quite the opposite. She was gloating about it, like, oh yeah, I got him, and he has a wife, and he still wants to be with me. Yeah, because I'm just all that. And well, she's in another country, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, hanging out with Pete's, talking to Pete's. Allah gave some pretty good info the other day. He mentioned that Salah has, and Skinny, by the way, everybody, definitely check out Skinny Queen's channel, Sarah Jane, Skinny Queen Reacts. She has a video she did recently where she has a mini interview with Allah, who is a good former friend, I should say, of Salah's, and a friend of Salah's family, who was caught by surprise by this revelation, who says that Salah has had girlfriends before, but he's never been in a relationship like this with Chantal, where he's essentially become her delivery boy. The creepy crawly caterpillar eyebrow. Yeah, right? I'm not scamming, but thank you for the good words. I'll tell you, Mouse Toes, out of the guys that Chantal has attracted, BB's probably the best one that I could think of. I mean, not there's a lot of competition in that group, but out of that group, yeah, Natter. Now we got Salah being the creep, Pete's the cuck. I mean the brony, whatever you want to call him. Yeah. BB is definitely the cream of that crop. Where Salah's more like the cream of the crap. It will not be the same when she gets back, QZ. Oh, that's another thing. Let me ask you folks. Beginning of the end. Who else thinks that? Who else thinks that you can start a clock until their breakup? I think we can too. You know why? Here's what I think. And I know I'm a little behind in the chat, but here's what I think. I think that Salah has been devalued. Let me catch up a little bit. She's a scammer as far as she makes folks buy membership, then deletes them and says, thanks for the money. That is a good point, Curse of the Traveler. Foodie loves to turn off the comments and then charge people to make chats. Drella says, well, you know what? I will say that it is possible to find somebody in another country. Absolutely. But again, like you said, these were people who were appropriate age, people who seemed like a good fit for each other. They weren't looking for something too good to be true. They weren't looking for some fantasy. They weren't looking for a scam. They were just, hey, you know what? I'm looking for a girlfriend. Hey, I'll go to the Philippines, see if maybe, I'm a single guy, go over there. Yeah, there's a big difference between being single and going somewhere where, maybe you want to meet some people versus being a mark for a scammer. Right? He just had her sign some documents. Her nose looks different. I think she's not using a filter. That's what I think is going on. The hubcap's full of rice. I think Chicken Pickle says that. Shout out to Chicken Pickle. No residence to get legally married because no marriage. She has no ID. I heard that as well. Maybe he showed her Murad's marriage papers. Very possible. Very possible. Let me catch back up on the chat really quick. I had to skip a little bit of chat. Yep, hung out with Pete's. Ooh, congratulations to Skinny. And thank you everybody who subscribed also. I know we're getting up near 600. And thank you everybody who's donated tonight. Let me do a quick little summary. We actually had some donations tonight. Thank you to Fiona's mom for the $10. Happy New Year. Thank you very much. $5 from Camps. Thank you very much. Big $10 from Rally Point. Thank you very much. And $5 from Skinny Queen. Thank you very much. And thank you all the donations tonight. Donations always appreciated, never required. Just Happy New Year again to everybody. All right, let me get caught up on this chat here. Alez's wife is Filipino, and just anecdotally, growing up, one of my best friends was half Filipino. So, yeah, definitely possible for a marriage to work from people from different cultures, but it has to be a real relationship. It can't just be like a mail order bride kind of thing. You know what I mean? Although I guess maybe that has worked for some people, but though the success rate for that is very low, very low. Be funny if she walked in and Salah's like, "Oh, I've been waiting for you," and and she's like, "Hey, well, I got to use the bathroom," and he's like, "That's what I've been waiting for." All right, yeah, she couldn't even begin to read Arabic. That's a good point. Welcome in, Barbie C. When we go to Australia to meet men, interesting. Hey, well, as long as they're actually meeting each other and talking to each other and they're having good relationships, then I think that's cool. I'm in favor of that. I just think that this kind of blind foreign date stuff, that's where you have to be a little more careful. Where you just meet somebody online and they want to marry you and they want you to convert to another religion and you haven't even met them in person, and you've only known them maybe for a few weeks. I think it's I get better safe than sorry, right? And if they are legitimate, they would have no problem taking a little bit longer to get to know you, right? Yeah, I will say that as somebody who does enjoy the single life at times, there is a certain freedom to it. Although it's also nice though sometimes to know that you got somebody waiting on you. So I mean, there's some good to both. Raleigh, thank you so much. I'm glad we have a place here where people are able to to speak and to think, and hopefully we could have a little fun as well, right? Oh, over 600 already. Wow, this has been a big night. Hey, you know what? I've heard of crazier ways to get an idea of somebody. Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you have to meet somebody in real life, I have to meet a woman in real life. And it's not just to see how she looks, but to see how she acts. Because when you see somebody in real life, you see how they act. Even you can get a better idea of who they are. Whereas when you just talk over a phone or even if text, you don't always get an idea who somebody is. Sometimes they'll come across being more smooth, more personable, but sometimes you'll get the opposite, where somebody might be kind of awkward over the phone, but in person, they're very relaxed, they're very fun. So, there's a reason why people like to be like to meet each other in person, right? Yeah, I will say this, that that's a fair point. Having expensive shoes is not the same thing as taking care of your shoes, because I think that's definitely a fair point. Because if you're walking around and your shoes are falling to pieces and your socks are wet, your priorities are out of order. That's fair enough, Nutty. I'm kind of the same way sometimes, but like I said, it can be nice having somebody to wait on you too. There's definitely ups and downs to both. I think that's the fairest way to say it. The nice thing about being single, you don't have to worry about your partner requesting turd McNuggets with their fries. Oh, no problem, Susie Q. I'm actually going to be staying up a little bit late tonight. Well, you know what, Ding Dong, I think that's fair. I think that they can be old shoes, but if you keep them clean, right? A pair of old shoes, as long as you keep them clean and keep them in good order, you can get inexpensive shoes as that are pretty good. Whereas I don't know exactly what meant, but yeah, as long as you just take care of them, right? Exactly. They have a transactional relationship. Salah is an employee. Let me look on a little bit.
What the fuck? I haven't seen the combos. I don't want to look at them. Why would I want to look at that? He admitted it, so I believe him. He asked her to fly to Kuwait before you got back. Are you fucking serious? Oh, nice. Yeah.
What's great is that Foodie didn't even read the messages before she came out here. That's what's so funny.
You disgust me. You're a disgusting human. You're not a Muslim. You're a fucking fake ass fuck. You deserve everything. He did say that? That's disgusting. You're a fucking idiot. Oh my god, you're an idiot. So over. I learned my lesson last time with Natturd. Don't cry over a piece of shit for too long. Let's bees. He's bored.
I don't love it, but it's very telling the way Chantal doesn't say, I'm heartbroken. I can't believe this. Our relationship, I valued it so much. She's like, oh, well, he broke the deal. Let's bees. I'm throwing off the hijab. I don't even believe in this stuff. Let's go have fun. Let's go to the weed dispensary. She is like she was practically ready for this almost. Like she was almost prepared. I agree with you on that, Ding Dong. Especially because a lot of these sneakers are overpriced, especially like the Nike ones. I find that some of them maybe look kind of cool, but they don't last a long time considering how much they cost. So I found like a pair of shoes for $60 a lot of times will last just as long as a pair for 160. You know what, Fiona's mom, sometimes when we least expect it, I'll tell you folks a story. A woman who I really had a good relationship with, I called her up and I left a message on her phone. This was like years ago, back when we still called on phones, right? And didn't answer. Called a week later, didn't answer. Called one last time. Called her like 3 times. Called one last time. Left one last message. And then next day I was going to delete her number. Like, well, you know what? She's just not interested. I'm not going to keep bothering her. Next day she calls me back. So there you go. Happens sometimes when you least expect it. Right? And she tries to act like she's so traumatized too. Really? Okay. I've never tried that brand. If that's good shoes, I will keep an eye open. Yes. Foodie invested into Natter. It's always a transactional relationship. She didn't buy stuff for Natter because, oh, he's my boyfriend. I love him. I want to buy him nice stuff. It was, I'm buying him stuff because I'm buying him. She's buying him. She's not buying him stuff. She's buying him. She's trying to own him. Like, hey, if I buy him material things, then he will have to put up with me. He will have to pretend he loves me, right? That's, you know what? If that works out, why not? If that's like if somebody's could fit into small size clothes, take advantage of it, right? I bet on Halloween you get all the coolest costumes. Ooh, that sounds fun. The Kentucky Derby race. I always like the way they dress up. I wouldn't mind getting one of those one of those cool like pastel suits they wear. That would be cool. Yes, welcome in, Jess. Welcome in. Anybody who I missed, my apologies. If anybody's come in, if I missed you, we're having fun tonight. I'm going to be staying up a little bit late. Oh, Nutty made a post. If anybody wants to post a link to it, I'll pull it up real quick. Yes, Fiona's mom. There must be something there, right? There must be something. But is it blown out of proportion? Is it at the core of who Foodie is? Or is it more of just something that she uses as an excuse? Right? What's at the real center of Foodie? If we peel down the layers of the onion, what's underneath it, right? How much time do we give Chantal before she leaves Kuwait if she indeed goes? I am going to say 90 days because it seems like that's her pattern. Seems like they let her stay for 90 days and then they kick her out, or she has to leave, or it seems like 90 days is her limit. She doesn't want to test her luck too much. That's the impression I got, at least. Ooh, my apologies, Fiona's mom. I have not actually checked that email recently. I will check that email, though, and I will get back to you. My apologies, Fiona's mom. I have not checked that email recently. Very cool. Very good. 90 days of toilet time. Oh, mean leave for good. Oh, okay. This was on a week ago tomorrow. This was Thursday last week. And these are just clips. And let me post a link actually to this channel. I got this where I got this clips from. These are good clips. This is from No, I Don't Think So. And let me actually quickly share this, Nutty's community post real quick. Oh man, yeah, this is good. This is good. Let me post. When Salah cooks dinner for his queen. Yuck. On it. Salah, I cooked you guys. Salah cooked you guys. Ugh. I don't thumbs up my own post. I'll thumbs up. There we go. Okay. I got to reload the other one. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I am insulting you in front of people. You don't think you deserve that after what you did? Like, this is the thing. People get outed for their disgusting
Lots of
behavior, and then
fiber.
they fucking cry about it. Like, what? I don't want any more husbands ever.
Right? It's Salah's cooking ends up Salah's brownies come out looking like Nader's chicken.
I don't trust another human in my life. You don't even care that I'm hurt. You just care about your fucking reputation.
And who knew that fudge was a traditional Syrian recipe, right?
One that you ruined. You ruined, just like Natturd, blaming me for ruining. He wasn't completely honest.
Hold on, she calls him Natturd, right? That's poetic irony.
With you, he talked to her for a long time and invited her to stay. Really? You fucking piece of shit. You're not a man. You're a mesquine. You're a boy. You're a boy. You know why? Because boys treat women that way, not men. If there's any fucking men in this world, you don't give.
And the way Chantal's like, oh, you're not a real man. You're not a real man. Chantal does not want a real man. She wants a boy. She wants a guy that she can control. And I say by boy, I don't mean like underage, but I mean she wants an immature guy. She wants somebody who she can control. She said all the time, she loves having the money in the relationship because she feels it gives her the power. She loves having her Canadian citizenship. When she was and when she was drunk in Cuba, she even alluded to lording it over her foreign boyfriends. So she is very manipulative herself. A poo-poo platter. She enjoys the Chinese buffet. It's a Syrian buffet. Yeah, she is all about the money. I don't think she's ever worked for real. I mean, she's worked a little bit for a while, but it wasn't like a serious thing. It's too easy to lie and fake for money than to actually have a real job. What's she going to do the rest of her life? Foodie is not qualified to do much of anything. I think that's part of the issue. It's like, would you even hire her? And I'm not saying that people should support her. I'm just saying, like, I can't even imagine what she could do. Like, she's unpleasant.
Shit about me, you fucking liar. I hate you so bad. Go with her, see how long your fucking life lasts. She can't even afford a fucking membership sometimes. And she's a piece of trash. Fuck.
I love how she says she can't even afford. See how long your life lasts. She can't even afford a membership. I love how she doesn't say, oh yeah, see how long your life lasts. She won't love you like I do. Or she says, see how long your life lasts. She doesn't understand you like I do. She doesn't care about you like I do. She won't take care of you when you're sick. She won't take care of you when you're old. She won't help cook. No, she says, hey, she doesn't have any money to help you with. That's the only flex that she has over this Kay Bella woman. She doesn't say, oh, I'm better than Kay Bella because of this. She says, hey, Kay Bella has less money than me. She doesn't even have money for a membership some months. So yeah, that's her only flex. All the rice, an entire city in Malaysia's worth of rice. Every time I get a tiny bit of empathy for Chantal, she acts like a tool. Like her live last night. Oh yeah, the one about the weed. That's the one we're going to be doing next because we're staying up a little bit late tonight since Skinny's not going on. Yep. What man would be interested in this toddler? Absolutely mouse toes. Only guy interested in this right here would be either a feeder or a kinkster who needs a cover or a guy who needs Canadian citizenship. That's about it. I'm the mess. Salah's the mess. I'm just the messenger. The messenger, right? Oh, I got to catch up on the chat again. Pepe Le Pew. She was constantly high in Canada and Thailand. Salah's ruining her high. She looks like she smells musty. Salah told her, please don't wash till you get back. Yeah, now she can't work even if she wants to. Not that I don't think she wants to. How long is her life going to last? Chantal's here for a good time, not a long time. But she's not here for a good time either. That's the joke's on her. Yeah, this is a temporary peak for views. It's a peak even for me. I've never had more views than tonight. This is big news. This is the season finale. Everybody's excited to hear about this. I'm excited to stream about this. It's just a big subject, right? Everybody wants to hear about this. You can't help it. Yes, code for she won't be able to pay for your stuff, for your sick fetishes, Salah. How much you think? Oh, Skinny and I did a little debate on this. Does anybody remember this? Where is it here? Where's the one that Salah gets a pass? I lost. Salah goes solo. Yep. Remember this? Where the question was, does Salah get a pass? Remember, we didn't know if he did or he didn't. Where's the other one? Hold on a second. I lost the video. Where's a second? Bangkok Beezer. Where is the one that said Salah had a pass? Well, anyway, though, but back when they were in Thailand, we know for a fact now that Salah was off. Well, we don't know for a fact, but we are sure that he was off with those other women. Let me go get a seltzer to drink. I'll be right back. 1 second, folks. I'm gonna let the video run.
This shit, I'm going to Cuba. Fucking fuck you. And I'm farting on camera again. I don't give a shit what you say. He came clean because he was exposed. There's screenshots, pics, and voice messages. He wanted to rape, pee, and poo on women. What? What the fuck? Oh my god. Like, you just start thinking about everything you did with this person and they're living a whole other kind of... Ugh. Like, I would be married... I would spend the rest of my life with this person who... You know in the movies, like, the husband and wife is, like... They have this, like, picture-perfect relationship. And then, like, the husband has some weird... Or the wife has some weird fucking dark, disgusting fetish. It's over anyway. That's a part of him that... Like, it might be just who he is. And I can't...
This part here. Chantal is so naive and so ignorant in the worst way, which is what might just be who he is. He might just have this fetish. This is at best, this is a sick, porn addicted man. At best, this is a guy who watches a lot of porn and has a very screwed up idea of what is, what the Western woman is into. He thinks from all the porn that he watches, and I've said this earlier in the stream, but I really do think this is a serious issue, that he watches so much porn that I left the... Sorry, I gotta turn it off. Okay, here we go. But yeah, I think it's all he does is he watches this porn and he thinks that this is normal. He thinks this is normal. Now, that's a good question. Do we think that they already did have separate places? Because before she came back, she wasn't showing the couch as much, and she wasn't showing the kitchen at all. So maybe they already moved to a different place. Who knows? And her violin plays. No, I'm sorry about that, Mel Maya. I got that fixed now, thankfully. Let me turn this off here. Okay, the video's back.
Fulfill that. I'm so not into that shit anymore. I'm 39. I'm fucking diabetic.
Welcome in, Sour Cat.
Fucking weird fetishes anymore.
I'm staying up late tonight.
Well, there you go, K-Bella. That's what you deserve to be, his fucking toilet. That's so flattering. So yeah, you have a...
And by the way, Foodie, that right there, as much as I not to say that I have any special respect for K-Bella in this, because yeah, I like that Salah was exposed for being a creep, but I don't like the fact that she just did this to mess with Foodie. I mean, I don't like Foodie either, but like it just kind of like to interfere with a marriage, even a fake marriage. I don't know. It just feels kind of weird, but whatever. I'm not getting off into that. But yeah, let me read what she said.
You go, K-Bella. That's what you deserve. Fishes anymore. That's disgusting. Well, there you go, K-Bella. That's what you deserve to be, his fucking toilet.
There you go, Foodie. No. That's what you deserve, K-Bella, to be his effing toilet. No. K-Bella did you know, she may have said she enjoyed all that nasty stuff, but this doesn't sound like anything anybody should be deserving, you know? Like if she wants to do this, fine. Then let her do it. But nobody deserves this. No, nobody deserves it.
That's so flattering. So yeah, you have a fetish by degrading women then. That's disgusting.
That might be what it is. It's not pleasant to admit, but it sounds like he's so addicted to porn that he's all screwed up and he thinks that this is normal.
I hate that shit. You can go to hell. Not moving on. So all this time,
Do you think Salah's a sugar baby? Do you think he likes the brown sugar?
fucking were talking to this person and invited them there. Where were, like, what? You're an idiot.
You know, Fiona, that's a good question. I think that a lot of people who are in that situation don't realize it. I think that it's one of those things that you don't think you have a problem, and that's why you do have a problem, because they're watching it so much. They don't realize how much of a problem it is until they get away from it. And I'm not saying that it makes it okay, but you need to, it's, I don't know if there's a healthy way to consume it, but I think there's definitely a difference between like a naked picture and this crapping on people. It's two different things. They're very different things. There's a difference between erotica and this fetish porn. I think there's a difference. And I think that I don't think there really is much in the way of erotica on the market. Everything's just this nastiness.
I don't get it. I don't get it. This is how manipulative they are. And this is how, like, I feel crazy. Like, what? Like, when? You deserve everything. I hope you get shamed for eternity. Fuck you only one time, my ass.
Sour Cat, I think that even though you may have missed the show, you already know, you're on the same page right here. I think I totally agree with you. I think Salah is a sick, freaky guy with a lot of issues, and I think he's messed up in the head. But I also think that he thought that Kay Bella was genuinely turned on by this, because if you look at the messages, she at no point does she say, "Hey, this is disgusting. What are you talking about?" or "Leave me alone." She says, "Oh, Daddy, tell me more. Yes. Oh, that's so hot." So he thought that she enjoyed this, and I think that in his mind, that he was doming her, for lack of a better word. Thought that he was doming her in a sense, and that he was controlling her, and that she was into it, and she was sexually turned on by it, and that he was going to, get her to I'm trying to think of the right word for it, become his new sugar mama through this sex chat. Like I think that was his fantasy, that he thought that he could control women just by talking to them. Of course, it was just a fantasy. Yeah, it was wrong. I think that it was wrong. I'll come out and say it. Thank you for pointing that out, Jarella, because I hesitated to put it into words like that. But yeah, it was, even though I like that we know the truth about Salah, it was not wrong. It was not right to do that in confidence, to pretend to be interested in something that you're not, and then publicly release it. If she had went to Chantal, if she said, "Hey, Chantal, your husband is a creep. Here's the proof," that would be a little bit different. But because she went straight to the internet and said, "Hey, I don't like you, Chantal. I want to embarrass your husband. I want to embarrass you," the way she did it was like the worst way possible. So yeah, I think that she did it. Like, if she, like, it's a complex issue, but I think it would have been different if she had gone to Chantal and said, "Hey, Chantal, your boyfriend is up to no good. Look at this information I have about him. You could do with it what you want." That would have been the way to handle that. Well, but would that be, geez, I can't, the joke got ruined because I didn't want to say the word, but would that be dating a family member? Think she's on the flight right now. She could be. Jarella, I think that's a bit of what may be going on with Salah, because what he's talking about is not just normal sex. He's talking about some very extreme, disgusting stuff. So yeah, if he's into pornography, he's into some very extreme stuff. Oh, that's a good point, Monkey Mech. They both have their addictions, and I think that's why Foodie is so willing to ignore it. She's like, "Hey, I'm hopelessly addicted to food to the point where it's destroying my life." So yeah, Salah's hopelessly addicted to porn to the point where he's got this totally screwed up idea of what's normal sex. So yeah, like, whatever. I actually agree with that, Sour Cat. It's crazy. It's like you say you weren't here for the first part of the show, but But it's like you listen to it. Yeah, I got like a bit of an incel vibe from him. Like it sounded more like he was saying stuff that he had heard in a pornography as opposed to stuff that he himself had said. That's a good point, Fiona's mom. I think that it depends on the environment. Like in some places, some cultures, some I'm trying to think of the right word for it. Some social groups, it's totally acceptable. In others, it's completely unacceptable. I think that healthy sexuality should be acceptable, but I think that, like people being addicted to pornography and being addicted to fetishism and all that, I think it's where it becomes a different issue. It becomes a bad thing. Imagine like that. Very often, and if anybody's ever seen any of these interviews with the murderers or the sex offenders, basically every one of them is heavily using pornography. And I'm not saying that's what caused them to do what they did, but it seems like an awfully strong correlation. I believe it is. I believe it is. Yeah, he needs some therapy, but is he ever going to get it? And would it even matter? But I think that ideally he would get some, but I don't even know if it would be. Does he even realize he has a problem? Does he even think he has a problem? Or does he think that, hey, this woman was interested in this? What did I do wrong? In his own mind, he might think he's done nothing wrong. Yeah, I have to think so too. I think that she knew to an extent, but I don't think she knew quite how much. Yeah, he needs to get his mind out of the gutter in a lot of ways. And if therapy will help him do that, then that's what he needs. He should go to the local mosque, get some, maybe they could help him. I know that religion can be a way to steer yourself away from that. But he's not a religious man at all, so it's not going to matter for him. We all need therapy if we think too hard about this, right? Welcome in, Crab Apples. Hope you're having a good night. I actually don't. I've not been around long enough, but you know what? I'm going to look them up. Yeah, that's the other thing too. He didn't just talk about pooping. He talked about hitting in the face and all that. And that's too much. It's one thing to talk about like a little smack on the booty or whatever, but this is a little bit more serious. And again, he's probably watching some extreme porn where that is considered normal in there. No, I'm not going to make excuses for Salah. No, I'm not making excuses for Salah. Not making excuses for him. No, not whatsoever. Not for being no. He needs to do better. He needs to stop doing this stuff. He needs to stop doing this crap. I don't think that it makes it okay at all. I think it's more of an explanation for how he got to this point. I don't think he started at this point. I don't think he began this way. I think it may have started out more innocent and it got to this point. I think that's what kind of happened for him. It's not good. It's not good. All the hitting and the degradation and everything. It goes beyond just regular fetishism. There you go. Exactly. It doesn't. It's not so harmful. Yeah, it can. It can. If he continues to have these fantasies, they're just going to get worse. They're not going to get better on their own, right? Yeah. That's enough of that. Let's let it keep running.
There's screenshots of you talking about them for a long time. I hope it was worth it. It was Kay Bella, yeah. She's a desperate whore. I need a cigarette. I'm so glad that this came out before you went back. I'm so pissed. Thank you, Lulu. The only reason you admitted to it, you lying sack of shit, is because you were exposed. Oh my god. What's the plan now? I have to stay here. I'm not going back there ever. Unless you have any friends.
It's Sour Cat. I think this is a great comment, but I don't know if he can be helped. I don't think he can be helped. I mean, let me take that back. I don't think he can be helped easily. I think his entire mindset is skewed. I don't think it's as simple as, oh, he just needs to a talking to. His entire mindset is screwed up. And when I talk about the porn addiction, I don't mean that as an excuse. I mean that as how I think it developed. I don't think this just came out. I don't think this just happened out of nowhere. I think that was. I think that's what he's been using, and it's kind of gotten worse and worse over time. That's how I this is like a progressive thing. You know, it gets worse. It doesn't get better. Yeah, there's a lot of there's always more. It's an endless rabbit hole. I agree with that, Susie Q. I agree this was not his first time talking to another woman. I don't think he's as experienced as, say, Nader. I don't think Salah has had a ton of experience because the way he was talking was just a little bit, I don't know, it just felt a little bit like he was a little bit unsure of himself. But I do not think this is the first time at all. He was very comfortable. Yeah, two wrongs don't make a right, Jarella. Two wrongs don't make a right. Chantal's a nasty person. She doesn't, I don't want anything good for her, but that doesn't mean that two wrongs, but two wrongs still don't make a right. Yeah, but welcome in Thunder Rain. You can't help somebody who has no desire to be helped. I don't think Salah sees himself doing anything wrong. I think in his mind, he's just doing he sees this as normal. And unless he stops seeing this as normal, and I don't see how that's going to happen, I don't think this is going to change. And Foodie validating him. Let's add this in. Not that I'm blaming Foodie, because this is Salah's problem before he ever met her. But I will add that Foodie taking him back is not making this any better. If Foodie said, Salah, you're sick, you have a serious problem, this was a fake marriage, but even for a fake marriage, this is not acceptable. So yeah, I'm out of here. I'm done. Go be with this. Go talk to Kay Bella if you think if she's really into that. Go talk to her, and you'll see that she's not. But instead, Foodie is feeding into his skewed mindset, making him think that, this is something that the average woman will put up with. I don't think so. But Foodie is not the average woman. But tell that to Salah, right? Very good point, Curse of the Traveler. It's grift all the way down. It's a pyramid scheme. Not the first time, and it will not be the last. Two rights can make a left, but four rights make a circle. Oh, Happy New Year, Kitty Goddess. Thank you very much. It's like when I saw a Stephen Asante fall out of that golf cart. It got me to go on a diet. Speaking of diet, I have been off my diet. I have not gained that much weight. I've gained a few pounds, but I'm going to be going back on some kind of a health kick this month. I don't know when this month, later this month. Going to give myself at least a few more days, but then I am going to get back on a real health kick. But I'm just totally on the Foodie train tonight. I'm on the Foodie train, taking it easy. Yeah, she is great. She's nuts. That's a crab apples. At least as far as food addiction goes, they should, because Foodie is as addicted to food as anybody could be. She uses food as her only coping mechanism, but she's also addicted to weed. And you know what? Let me show that one really quickly, because even though I am going to run late, I don't want to run past 11. So let me get this other set of clips started. I'm going to run real quickly.
Unless you have any real man friends, Salah, that you want me to marry, then how about
Sonny?
that?
Or Sony?
Maybe I'll go back.
Sonny?
If you have like a real man. I barely knew him. You're right. I didn't. Because I didn't know he was into all this shit. Yeah, you're welcome for insulting you in front of people. You deserve it. Thank you for humiliating me in front of people with all of your weird sex shit. Thank you. A friend.
The way that she's more upset about being caught. She's not like, oh, Salah, you hurt me so much. I thought you really loved me. I thought it was true. What about all that time that we shared? What about all those private moments that we shared? Were those all fake? She's not talking like that. She's like, oh, well, thanks for embarrassing me. Thanks for embarrassing me with your weird sex talk. Thanks for embarrassing me. She sounds like a boss who's upset at their employee, right? Doesn't it? It sounds more like a supervisor who's upset at an employee for messing up a job. That's what it
just
sounds like.
messaged me that they saw the screenshots and you said some vile things. I hope it was worth it, K Bella. What are you looking for? 2 minutes of clout? You think people are just gonna like make you internet famous off of this? You're a fucking delusional moron whore. Go get a life.
Oh, you know what, Fiona's mom? I haven't even, I've kind of thought about that. I don't know. We will see. We will see. I want to, if I'm going to do it, I don't want to start it until I know I'm going to be successful on it. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to go back and forth. I don't want to say, oh, I'm going on a diet and then go off my diet and fail. I don't want to set myself up for failure. So I want to make sure that I'm really ready to start my diet before I go onto it. And yes, watching these mukbangers is a great way to go on a diet. It really does work. I don't know how Chantal watches herself. Oh, thank you very much, Sour Cat. It's a little bit of winter weight, right? Just a little bit of chub. You know, Chantal is, and she titled the stream "I Hate Men," but she still manages to blame the woman involved.
I don't believe it's the first time either. I'm not stupid. I don't care if it was only once anyway. If it's once or 1,000, it might as well be the same for me. I really don't care. I feel the same if you tell me 1,000 right now because I don't know him. So that
is the clip out of every clip. In fact, we could go on to the next one after this. This is the most important clip of the whole video, in my opinion. And I'm glad that this is in this clip section. Let me post the link to this one more time. I think the channel is called, there's the link to this clip video and the channel as well. This channel is called No, I Don't Think So. It's a good clip channel. Check them out. But yeah, here's what she says. I think is very pertinent.
If it's once or 1,000, it might as well be the same for me. I really don't care. I feel the same if you tell me 1,000 right now because I don't know him. So
I don't know him. I don't know him. There's nothing else that she could say about Salah that I think would be a bigger, not an insult, but I think nothing that she could say that makes their relationship look worse, that makes it look more fake than that. That is the one line I think that that just absolutely just crushes it. Let's hear it one time for anybody who missed it.
If it's once or 1,000, it might as well be the same for me. I really don't care. I feel the same if you tell me 1,000 right now because I don't know him. So
I don't know him. I don't know him? This is your husband? Anybody in the chat, anybody who's married, could be, husband, wife, anybody, just interested. If you've been married for a year, could you say you don't know them? I don't know him? Or anybody, married, I don't know her? I couldn't even imagine dating somebody for a year and saying that. If I dated a woman for a year and I said I didn't know her, I would say, you know what? I got to either get to know this girl or this is not going to work out because we've been going out for a year. We don't even know each other. This isn't working. I don't think I would even get to that point. But there's no way I could be married for a year and say, I don't know her. I don't even know her. What the heck? She talks about her family? You ruined our family? How can you have a family with somebody you don't even know? I don't know him.
I don't know him. I never saw this side of him, ever. Holy shit, Salah, where's your brain? Up his fucking hairy ass. Rape stuff? I don't even know this guy. And to do it with someone on the internet?
Indeed.
Are you fucking retarded?
Well, I'm at a healthy weight thing, Dong. When I say a diet, I'm only going to be going on a temporary. I only need to lose 5-10 pounds. So, just a temporary diet, just to lose that little bit of weight and then go back to a healthy diet. Yes. Hello to everybody here watching tonight. My apologies. I missed anybody coming in. But hey, hopefully at least you're having a good show tonight, right? We're running a little bit late tonight because Skinny Queen is not on tonight, so I'm running a little bit later. Why not? Don't know him. 24 hours later. I love him. He's the love of my life, right? I actually saw the first messages. The first messages were Salah reaching out to Bella, but Bella did not show all of the messages. So the messages that she showed implied that he reached out to her, but we still have not seen them all. And to be fair to her, the messages, some of them were sent in vanishing mode. So it's possible that she was not able to record every single message. Yeah, a lot of truth came out when Salah was ranging him. Does not know him. Yep. Because she's going back to get to know him better, right? Yeah, it's just very, the whole thing is very creepy, very weird. The fact that she could say she doesn't know him. Yeah, you can know each other a little too much too, right? That is true, crab apples. That is true. But I will say this. Anybody who effectively pulls off a double life like that has to be a lot smarter than Salah. I guess that is true. But it just feels to me like Foodie doesn't know him in addition to this scandal. I don't think she just meant that she didn't know this scandal. I think she meant that she doesn't know anything about it. But that's a fair point. It could just be a statement like, oh, who even is he at this point? So that is true too. Well, I mean, if he did say those things, I mean, I guess that's true. If somebody, came out like that. Yeah, she sure has a problem with the hairy ass. You think she would have learned to love it by now, right? After a year, hopefully you know somebody. But I guess if something like this came out, you wouldn't know. But hey, well, I lost a bunch of weight. I'm just keeping it off. I'm trying to keep it off. I don't want to get heavy again. So I'm trying to be very trying to be proactive, trying to keep the pounds off where they get heavy. Oh, welcome in, Cinnamon Girl. Do not think they actually live together. That is very possible at this point. I don't think that she is living together with Salah fully. I think Salah just stays there some nights. Salah can help you drop 2 pounds, but he's gonna pick him back up, unfortunately. All right, let's go to the other video where Foodie talks about the amidst smoking. Let me pull this one over here.
Have no life. Like, this is... Yes, I see that's FF Goblin, aka Slimer, aka jealous of my life to the max.
And keep in mind, this is Foodie, this is Foodie yesterday. So this is what, 5 days after the video we just watched. We just watched this video of Foodie crying about her husband, how her whole marriage is over, all this stuff. Not even 5 days later, it's all forgotten. And who is she upset at? FFG. She's angry at FFG. Forget Salah. Salah embarrassed her. Salah has these sick fantasies. Salah, at best, is perverted. At best, he's perverted. At worst, he's a predator. But let's just say, best case scenario, he's a pervert. And he's living a secret double life. Best case scenario. Foodie is angry at FFG and is talking about how she's smoking weed. Yeah, let's let this play just a little bit. Oh, actually, hold on. I have a different video I want to show. My apologies. I had a different one. Let me pull something else up really quickly. I will actually let this run for a second.
Has this big revelation. Imagine being so fucking obsessed with somebody and have no life. Like, this is no life, no man energy completely. Coming to my hometown to go to dispensaries or find out, interrogate dispensaries to see if I'm smoking weed. Imagine. So, yes, I do smoke. All right, I get...
Okay, so Foodie does smoke, and she just went off on FFG there. I love that she also talked about how FFG, you don't have a man. Yeah, and right, of course, being rude and nasty as always. This is just after Salah embarrassed her with his bad language. Also, keep that in mind. So yeah, Foodie, every time that Foodie has another thing, Rally, Foodie finally has a chance to look like a victim, which is what we know she really wants, right? She could make herself look like a victim here. She could say, Salah is leading a double life. He's embarrassing me. FFG is digging into my privacy. Please just leave me alone. Please just leave me. She could try to take the high road. But instead, she just goes off. She starts insulting FFG. She starts being very rude, nasty, insulting her appearance, insulting everything about her, making fun of her. And then she insults herself. Yes, the don't have a man. She insults Foodie. And this is why I think the countdown to the end of Foodie's relationship with Salah has begun. Because this was the whole thing Foodie was paying Salah. What was Foodie paying Salah for? So that she could say to FFG, you don't have a man. So that she could say to Breezy, where's your husband? So she could say to everybody, all the other reactors, she could say, where's your man? Where's your husband? Where's your love documentary? Now that Salah has been exposed as a weirdo and a freak and possibly even worse, I'll just say it like that, she can't have that flex. She no longer has that flex of, I have the handsomest man. My husband is working to support me. He is so handsome and he loves me so much. She's lost her flex. And that's all she paid him for. That's all she paid him for. That and delivery services, I guess, right? So now that she doesn't have that, she doesn't need him anymore. All she needs is another Pete's. And if she could find a Pete's who is not a sexual deviant, who is not going to embarrass her, she's going to take that Pete's. I mean, I guess not the actual Pete's. She wants a better Pete's than Pete's. She wants a better Pete's than Salah. She wants to trade up. Foodie always wants to trade up. And remember we said that Foodie doesn't really love Salah. She just loves the idea of Salah. She loves the idea of having a husband. I think we kind of proved that with this. So let's before I catch back up on the chat here, Foodie here is talking about how she smokes. Well, let's show a clip here, and this is from Milk Tea, this other video. Let me post the link. Whoops, let me post a link to this. These are clips here from Foodie talking about how, whoops, let me share the tab again. Hold on a second. Making quitting weed her own talking point for over 5 minutes. Oh, thank you. All right. Sorry, I didn't get it added in on
things like property investments.
Whoops.
And,
Okay, let me
smarter ways.
Let me pause this. Let me catch up on the chat real quick. Oh, thank you so much, Say So. I appreciate it. No one is jealous of anything about Foodie. Foodie has used that jealous line so many times. There's nothing jealous about her. Absolutely nothing. All right, let me catch up here. And my apologies, I missed anybody coming in. She will do anything for fake love. She will pay for it. She will cheat for it. She will lie for it. You don't have a man either. Exactly. You know what? The final countdown. Yes, Rally. Absolutely. Natter was wearing her clothes. They're not even in his size. Her basket of flexes is empty. Ooh, Rally, I love how you put that. That is such a poetic way to put that. That's what she was paying Salah for, to fill up that basket of flexes. And now it's empty. She had absolute control over pizza, still does. She's enraged that she cannot control Salah in the same way. Agreed. Oh, yes, Curse of the Traveler. So Chantal has always been nasty, and I have not been following her as long as some of the people in the chat. We have some people who are very old school in here. Some of them were Beezers for a while. But even just the last year, even just the breakdown with Les' wife, and I mean, there's just been countless times where she's gone off on various reactors. She's very personal, very rude. Welcome back, Jess. Getting the dispensary story completely wrong. Yes, she said that it was some woman who went to her high school who was a bully, when allegedly it was actually a guy who worked there. So she didn't even get the person right. That's what I heard. But I don't know if that story is true or not. But, I mean, no, I know that story. Let me take that back. I know what Chantal said, but I don't know exactly what happened. I'm still not sure. Just old. Yes, the classic Foodie videos. I do a retro react on occasion. You watch a classic Foodie, you will lose any sympathy that you felt for her. Because right now you might feel sympathy for her with her husband doing this, but the real Chantal is not somebody worth having sympathy for.
I feel like I need to make changes in my life. I need to cut out the weed, not for a man, but I have to have some policy. Like, I have to be healthy for myself. My mental health has been so bad. And I've been so happy lately, and I haven't even thought of smoking weed. Like, that's the number one thing. That's how I can tell I'm really happy. Like, I'm starting to think about different things like property investments and like smarter ways to make money than just like live streaming 8 hours a day, eating wheelchairs and being useless. Oh my god, I know. Yes, any weed or anything in Kuwait, anything is very, very, very illegal and forbidden. So
And she's so high doing these videos. And that's why I'm showing this. And shout out to Milk Tea for doing this video here, because I don't, Chantel's an adult woman. And as long as she's not endangering anybody else, if she wants to use cannabis, it's her right in Canada. But she's the one talking about how she doesn't even like it and how bad it is.
But he said that the shisha has a nice relaxing effect. So one step at a time. Do I miss smoking weed? Honestly, no. Not really. Because it was starting to really, I was addicted to it, or I should say
Yes,
I am.
Rally.
And
yeah, that's another thing for anybody in the chat who's not old school. I'll be pointing this out. People are talking about the cat. Chantal had a pet cat, or she had a couple pet cats, but in particular, she had a pet cat. BBJ was an elderly cat. She had that one for a long time, and also Sam was the other cat. Pete's also had one named Timbit who had to be put down, I believe. But most recently, BBJ was an elderly cat, and everybody thought that BBJ was really old and was her brain was starting to go. In reality, her ears were so clogged and infected, she lost her balance. That's why she smelled funny also. Her nails were growing into her paws, into the pads in her paws. She was so neglected that she was in pain. She couldn't even barely walk. She just was very poorly treated. And people offered Chantal money to take the cat in, said, hey, we'll pay for the vet and everything. And she just wouldn't do it. In fact, it got to the point where Chantal was basically using the cat as a way to upset people. She would mistreat her pet just to upset the people in the audience who felt sympathy for this poor mistreated animal. So that's what a nasty person Chantal can be at times.
It doesn't become enjoyable anymore because it starts to affect your mental health when you don't have it, and that's when it becomes a problem. Do Muslims agree with weed edibles? I don't think so.
You know what? I do need to see that, Denise. I do need to see that. If anybody wants to link that for the very last video we watched before we close it out tonight, we might do that.
I don't think Christians do either. I wish I didn't. I never had to.
Look at her eyes.
But
she can barely keep them open.
My goal is to have a weed-free life or whatever, but when I was in
honorable mention for that I think that is the honorable mention for the highest I've ever seen somebody be talking about being weed-free.
I wish I didn't. I never had to. But my goal is to have a weed-free life or whatever, but when I was in this is the truth, this is the story. When I was in, I didn't want to, I shouldn't have smoked and gone live. I guess it gives me courage a bit. Whenever I was in Kuwait,
yes, Mushy, her current pet, Julia, who was lived as a stray cat on the street for a period of time, lived ferally essentially. So Julia's able to take care of herself pretty well, but she still needs to see a vet. Just because she's able to survive doesn't mean that she doesn't benefit from getting some additional care. And Julia is not a spayed, and she's getting older now, and she went into heat, and instead of getting her spayed, just got her an injection of hormones to take her out of that, take her out of estrus. So that's not a long-term solution. Allegedly, they were going to get the surgery for her, but they've made no real effort to go ahead with it.
Think about marijuana at all. And you know, before I went to Kuwait, I was a heavy marijuana user.
You're welcome, Rally.
So when I got back, I thought, 3 months without any marijuana, I'm not gonna need it. You know, there's like nothing left. What happened was,
It would be like the Blair Witch Project or something.
my aunt took some of it, but going through this drawer, I found a package of lemon haze with a little bit left, really dry, and some zigzags, my grinder, just like I was here, like all comfortable, like
This is
super
so
happy.
performative. These stories that she does here, the way that they she doesn't just say, oh well, you know, I quit smoking, it's no good, I'm done with that. She tells these whole elaborate stories. Oh, well, I found some haze, or I found some, what she says,
Happy with my cat's grinder, and with a little bit left, really dry.
found some zigzags in my grinder, and I just found some, but I didn't smoke it.
And some zigzags, my grinder, just like I was here, like all comfortable, like super happy with my cats. Lesson learned, hopefully. Yeah, like I apologize too, because I'm trying to be.
I have to agree with you on that one, Curse of the Traveler. I don't cover her as much because she doesn't. She mostly just eats, and there's a lot of, and you believe it or not, there's some people actually kind of like her as well. But I just don't cover her as much. But yeah, as far as just the eating and the mukbangs, she is just the worst. But Foodie has a more interesting overall life, I find. Foodie is a more interesting case study, whereas HFC is more kind of like depressing, in my opinion. Like when I watch her, it's just, Foodie is more interesting, HFC is a little more depressing. That's why I usually cover Foodie.
Better person for myself and for God. And you know, I understand the reasoning behind intoxicants being bad for you. So I'm really not going to. Well, yeah, sorry. I have, yeah.
Sour Cat, I believe they gave her an injection, or at least they said they gave her one, but I think you're right that we don't have any proof.
There was like a pack of, you know, the Pacific Reserve? I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. I can totally kick it. Yeah, weed and food cope with my emotions. Yeah. I use them as an escape.
I will
like,
agree with that.
for sure.
I'll say that HFC does a much better job of respecting her audience. She doesn't talk down to her audience and insult them. So at least she's respectful toward her audience, and I think that's a good thing, even though I think that her eating is insane. But yes, she does respect her audience, and respect her for that.
Don't apologize. No, I'm totally sorry. And I'm totally sorry to Salah for like lying to him about it, not being honest with him. I was just gonna like not do. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, live it up, girl. Yeah, that's what we're doing. You know, we didn't come to Thailand for like the party. A lot of people come here for like the partying and the weed, the booze, the, you know, the red light district. But we're not here for that. You know, we're here just to have fun, do some activities.
I'm not going to be running much later either. I'm probably gonna be running about maybe 5-10 more minutes, and then I'll be shutting it down.
Definitely there one of these days. Yeah, there's a lot of it here for sure. Where's the, oh, Lena asked if weed is legal here. Yeah, it is. But it's like legal. There's like there's like rules, but I'm not really sure exactly.
Yes, and you can
like,
see
you have to smoke in a cafe.
without the filters.
But
look here, the difference between how she used to look, like at the beginning. You can see Chantal was big. Well, let me get back the picture here. Look at her in the car here, October 18, 2022. She's big here, very big. Let's compare her now to when she gets back to Canada. This is October 18th, 2022. December 13th, 2023. That's a 100-pound weight gain. That's massive.
I'm also not going to smoke weed or take edibles.
Look at that
I thought
difference.
when I came here, I would be craving it so bad. And there's dispensaries I was driving by. And I really just, you know what I like? I like the feeling of a clear head. I was thinking of how I felt when I was like high. And how, I think it's worse for my depression. I really do. And I have a bit of a trauma from all those wheelchairs. I swear, I don't think I would enjoy it the same way. I want to turn a new leaf. I want to be different here. I don't want to go back to my old habits. I don't miss those. I never missed them. So when people say you look so much happier, I'm happy to be able to see my family and take care of things, but I'm actually really sad because I miss my pets and Salah. And I don't miss any of the bad habits I used to have. I don't miss them at all. So yes, I do smoke. All right. I get weed products in Thailand and Canada where it's legal. I will smoke weed. I'm still struggling with giving it up fully. And if I say no when people ask me or I'm avoidant, it's on purpose because it's none of your business. So to make it your business on purpose is pathetic. Like, if that's what you've resorted to content, oh my God. I don't care. You can't expose me. I expose myself all the time. I'm glad you're smoking weed. Yeah, and no, I don't want to tell anybody I'm smoking weed, you know, because like it's no one's business, really. What I do in my personal life is not your business. So to go digging for it, really, who cares? So I'm here to admit it, and I don't care if you like whatever. Why am I going to care? You're not God. Like, who's going to judge me?
Well, there you go. That right there is a clip from Milk Tea. I gave that out there. Let me actually put up the brand to close it out here. Sugar Baby. What's Salah's real scam? And I wanted to say, folks, thank you for coming out tonight. We had a fantastic turnout tonight. I think we had a great show tonight. We had so much chat. We had fantastic chat. We had a lot of super chats. Thank you, everybody, as well, too. Fiona's mom for the $10 super chat. Camps for the $5 super chat. Rally for the $10 super chat. And Skinny Queen for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, everybody. I really enjoyed the show. I think we've had a really great show. We've had a lot of fun. Had a lot of interesting discussion. She could have just said that and made it a lot faster, right? Rose-colored glasses fitting very well. There's just so much even more to talk about. She did say it's Sour Cat. She acted like she was being sarcastic, but Foodie did say she was over 500 pounds. Okay, everybody. I think Hannibal's on tonight, so I'm going to send you over there. If you'd like to check out Hannibal, let me, maybe somebody could post a link to his channel in the chat. I think he's streaming tonight as well. Let me see if he is. Yes, he is. Let me pull up. All right, everybody. I'm going to send you over to House of Hannibal. Let him know that I sent John over there, and have a great night, everybody. Yes, and please subscribe if you're not already. And hey, you know what else I want to say? I want to say thank you, everybody, for keeping it respectful. I know that not everybody agrees on everything, but we keep it respectful, and we are free to have our disagreements where they are. And I think that's a great thing. Sometimes we disagree, sometimes we agree, but either way, we still manage to have a good dialogue. And I think that's what's most important, right? Okay, everybody, have a great night, and please be good to one another. Enjoy the new year.